That's cool. That's good. That's great.
Oh, good. Are we gonna run? Are we good? I think we're going. Yes!
I think we're going. Maybe.
My camera's not working for some reason, and I don't fucking care. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tabletop Obscura presents Agents of Edgewatch.
Hey! I can hear your audio, and your audio's coming through on stream, and that's what's important, right?
That is what is important. More to the point, I'm not sure if anyone is actually viewing at the moment, but for those who are, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you will see that as my players are talking, they have speech bubbles.
Wait, who are your players?
Hello, audience. For today, we are teach you how to play Pyro in the Team Fortress 2.
Very good. Maximum plus energy.
plus energy. Oh god,
Thank
sorry
you.
about the technical difficulty, ladies and gentlemen, but shit happens. I will probably try to get the camera working over the break, but until then, I'm just keen to keep on going.
Right?
Right? Fucking right.
You can have at it.
So how has everyone's week been?
It's not been too bad.
It's been fine.
Yeah, I picked up a new vehicle on Friday. It's very exciting. It's all like
Did
shiny
you?
and it smells weird. And
What did you get?
it's a work vehicle. It is it's a van.
It's a ute? Oh, it's a van. Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping for like a motorbike or something like that.
No, nothing that exciting, unfortunately. But it's cleaner, so that's nice. And it does like the automatic drivey stuff where you try and drive off the road and it's like, nah, I'm gonna steer you back onto the road. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
That's
Oh,
really
what brand
weird.
is it?
It's a Ford Transit, I think. It's just modern, I guess.
God bless you, Samwise.
It's a thing, it's fine.
You're a good man.
Didn't see the red.
User in your channel started recording.
Hey.
Oh god, my video capture device is literally hanging. That's fun. This is fun.
Alright, so where did we end last session?
Well, you just finished...
Mom.
Well...
Yo, mama.
No, you're quite right.
Yeah,
Your mama is actually
correct. It's not wrong at all.
Oh.
Yeah. We had an awkward, unexpected interaction with Rose's
yeah, absolutely.
mother. And everyone got really quiet and awkward, and we all wished it would go away. And then we just sort of left. And...
It was just like meeting your real mom.
Wow.
It'd probably be kind of similar.
Whose mother are we talking about?
The royal mother. Or our mom.
The royal
mom.
Okay.
You know what the best part is? It's when the parents are just as awkward.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're like, why am I meeting this person? Can't we just go back to watching Law and Order or something?
Who are you and why are you in my house?
I mean,
why are you and why are you in my house?
if it was really my mom, she would have looked over all of you and gone, and which one of you is sleeping with my son?
Uh-huh.
And that would have been the end of it.
We all slowly raise our hand just to see her facial reaction.
I'd be so tempted to.
I mean, I know I would. Because that would be fucking hilarious. But no, where last we left our heroes, we had just finished up at the Pathfinder Lodge.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a case of, well, you can go home if you like. I mean, this is downtime, peeps. I've got stuff for you to do, but I think
at this point, we're not doing anything else at the Pathfinder Lodge, right?
Nah.
Everyone is agreed that we're done there.
And I think
only one of us got recruited.
Yeah. Well, then I think on the way home, Rose.
Yes, Quintus.
You seemed moderately keen to try and join the Pathfinder Society.
Yes, but that was before I knew my mother was there. I think I'll keep my distance now.
That was my next question. How do you... Does that change how you feel about that?
I mean, purely knowing the fact that, like... How do I put this without sounding like a total asshole? No, let's sound like a total asshole. Yeah, the fact that she's there makes it basically a no-go. I not super keen on any things that thinks she's a valuable part of the operation. She tends to rip and tear more than she mends and fixes.
Oh, wow.
Did you know
That's
that
a-
she was in the city?
No. Well, actually, I should have. I mean, I turn my hand over and note that my palm is still lightly steaming. This really should have been a dead giveaway, but I mean, it was surrounded by magic constantly, you know? I could have been anything.
Well, it's better to be sure now, I guess.
Were you thinking of joining the Pathfinder Lodge?
I don't think so.
Why not? It all seems very heroic and more about constructing some kind of, I don't know, qu'est-ce que c'est, legacy?
Is that important?
I don't know. Some girls seem to like that.
I think they really seemed overly driven by possession.
Well, yes, in particular one possession, notably yours.
Wow.
I think we're
It's-
quite. All
It
right,
seems
go ahead.
weird. Is that
Mhm.
weird?
Why? That you turn up with essentially is maybe even millennia-old artifact and say immediately want to take a look at it? No, absolutely not. I mean, imagine that you just come to me in possession of a book of songs that I'd only heard about for half my life. I'd be all over that shit, so to speak.
But what if that book had feelings?
I'd be all over that shit, so to speak. I mean, in a respectful way? No, probably. I mean, you make a really good point, Quintus. I would have to ask the book about whether or not it wanted to be read. But it's a bit of a different thing, isn't it? Because, books are meant to be read, and helmets are meant to be worn, and they didn't want to wear the helmet. They wanted to study it. You know what I mean? So
They
perhaps
didn't even want to have the helmet for what it's intended for,
exactly,
regardless of whether it wanted to or not either.
Exactly, yes. So perhaps it's not the best example with the whole book of songs. Let's just stray away from that because books are anyway. I think we did the right thing getting out of there. Anything that involves my mother like that is probably bad news and certainly more trouble than it's worth. Quintus! I think you might say that anything that involves my mother is
Here it comes.
I'm just glancing at you. Just looking at you.
You can see the cogs turning. Too hot to handle?
Yes.
Quintus looks at your still steaming shoes.
No. Those are fine.
No, the
They're-
shoes are
they're
fine.
very
You
cold.
specifically poured your water skin on these shoes.
Yeah,
didn't
I
you?
literally iced his shoes. So if anything, they're probably a
Thank
bit
you.
shiny and solid.
I should say thank you for that, Halcyon, by the way. That was very kind of you.
Didn't want
These
to
are
replace
solid
his shoes
learners.
of
No.
all the things.
I mean, it's been like the first time in how many weeks? 2 weeks, maybe?
God.
Tops. It happens on.
I heard there are these runes that you can get that resist particular elemental and energy-based damages. You might want to look into that.
Not a bad idea. But, I mean, let's be honest. They've been burned. They've been poisoned. They've been acided. They've been washed away. Like, they've been vomited on. That was my fault.
There was the sewers as well.
Yep, the sewers. Thank you, voice in my head.
You're welcome.
I saw a stray dog relieve themselves on them the other day.
What? When?
Well, we were in the puddles. I thought that was just normal.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Was he not wearing them at the time?
Was I not wearing them at the time?
No, you were. I thought you noticed.
No. Oh, I didn't. I wondered why they smelled like that. Oh, God. Anyway, what's everyone else doing? I, for one, am going to sleep.
Yeah, what time of day are we at? No, we got to go and get the we got to go.
What? What do we have to do, Quintus? What could we possibly have to do?
We have to go take our new friend to go meet the Mukruckers for lunch.
Ah, you're right. And in fact, I think we also have maybe one other thing to do. But yes, today let's go take Buckshuck and take him to
Buckshuck,
meet the
thank you.
Mukruckers.
Yes.
Taking Buckshuck the Giant, champion or co-champion of the Blood City Games. Well, give him a new lease on life, really.
I'm getting out a trumpet. I don't have a trumpet, but I will steal a trumpet or procure a trumpet somehow and start
something to
parading us
that
through the
effect.
city. Yes,
You.
and start.
Boy in the street, fetch me a trumpet.
I'm
Better yet,
sure.
get a bugle.
I'm sure that I can ask Lenore to go grab me a trumpet, and she'll do it.
I mean, don't you have summoned instrument?
I don't think so. No.
Wait,
you have a
what?
trash hoarder that lives at your house that will probably have like
If
a
I
trumpet
use-
pile in your house somewhere.
Probably. I've got a bunch of really nice blankets though, and it's not so much a trash pile as it is a horrible pile of nice things. That's the
Mm.
bizarre part.
Mm-hmm.
If it was trash, it'd be disgusting, but it's like the quality's good. It's just in horrible condition, or you know what I mean.
It's poorly
no.
organized.
I don't have summon projectile because it would involve changing the modifiers for my performance rolls, and I'm too
Ah.
lazy to do that. So I'll get somebody to find. Oh, past Ian, you're so good to me. I forgot that I did this. Oh,
Yeah, you did that last week. It was a bit of a
Yeah.
panic time. It was fine.
Good. Yay! Anyway, yeah. So I'll start trumpeting our arrival through the streets.
Excellent. I will have my champion's cloak on in full display.
Oh, yeah. Well, you arrive at the arena pretty, well, with some fanfare, obviously, because, Rose with the trumpet.
Hey!
Auto fanfare.
Do-do-do-do-do.
And Buckshuck is kind of waiting there, awkwardly, in his big cloak and everything else like that. Like he seemed to have found a top or something, or someone's given him one, and he's just kind of draped it over his body as best he can. He also has a bindle, kind of under one arm.
A bindle?
Excellent.
It's a dodgy bag. So basically, you put all your stuff on a canvas.
And then
And-
just grab it.
Oh,
with
it's
the
those
sack
ones
on.
you put on a stick, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's got kind of one of those under one arm. He's like, "Oh, hello."
Buckshuck.
My
How are you?
friend!
Well, I'm currently homeless, but yeah, otherwise I'm good.
Why are you homeless?
Oh.
Oh, did Zelina kick you out before you'd even what?
Well, they found out I was getting a new job, so
You haven't accepted the new job yet.
well,
Oh
good news
my
about that.
Fucking God.
He's manipulative fuckwits. That's terrible.
That's awful.
So that job is on offer.
yes, but I
rest
don't want it to be
assured-
the only option.
Does
Buckshuck,
it
yes,
does it also include lodging?
Don't feel like you are like it's the only option you have. If you don't want to do it, we can help you find something else. You won't be harmed.
Yes. Well said, Quintus. Well said.
Well said indeed.
Do 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 do.
So lead on, I guess.
Lay on, Quintus. Lay on.
All right. I down to the Bee Gees, start strutting my stuff down the street.
Yeah, right.
Na 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 na.
Woman's man, no time to talk.
Yep.
God.
There you go. Beautiful.
Well,
Uh,
unless there's anything you want to discuss with him on the way.
No.
What is their? What's their temperament? Like they've just been kicked out, apparently, because of our involvement. Are they like a little annoyed with us, or are they humglum and melancholy about everything as everything else, or
Give me a
Yeah.
perception check.
no problem?
Fucking.
Hey,
I'm just over here parading our way through the streets and keeping people back and without interfering with us.
Lyot, thank you very much for the Twitch sub. No, what's it called? Prime sub?
Prime sub. Yes.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. But with the 36 for your perception check, Look, you kind of get the feeling he's more sad than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like it was a roof
Reminiscent.
over his head for what was possibly years,
Mm.
and they just kind of, without much ceremony, just kicked him out.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Yeah.
it's more sadness than anything else.
Yeah.
But at the same point, you get the feeling that once it kind of sinks in, he might have some resentment. But at the same point, he's a champion because of you guys.
That's true.
He
That's
may be
true.
alive because of us.
Also true.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So
Not
Can you
that he's
unpause the
beholden
game,
to
Matt?
like us,
Why is
but
the
yeah.
game paused?
should it be paused?
It says
Okay,
game pause.
I'll just refresh. Oh, good. Well, I can't say anything. I'm tooting away.
Well, speaking of your tooting, with a 47, a natural fucking 20, by the time you're halfway there, there's something of a procession following.
Yes.
Like, people are starting to
Yeah.
think like this is some sort of impromptu parade or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it
pipe
kind of
dream.
is.
I mean,
As we are coming through, and the sound like beckons our arrival or our travel, and there are people like in the way in front of us, I'll be like, "Stand aside, citizens! It is the hero Buckshuck coming through." You know.
Savior of the city.
Yeah, exactly. Try and get as much adoration and like fanfare as we can in the process.
Lenore and Chorus, who is a old gossipy sounding woman, kind of like Lenore today, are gonna head off into the crowd and start little murmurings like, "I heard that he stopped the poison from getting past the arena," and stuff like that.
aww.
What roles do you want?
Okay, for that,
And can Tenebrae come help, please? Because he's probably better.
I mean, I think the day detective actually has a feat for this now.
The fuck? What? What am I doing?
Oh, wait,
Spreading
rumors.
rumors.
Hell yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well then I will aid the rumor spreading. If you're down.
Well,
Always down
I
to
believe
plan.
it's a diplomacy check, diplomacy or deception.
It's deception.
Deception.
If you want to
Right,
use diplomacy
go-
instead, though, considering the situation.
I do not.
Do not emphatically stated. No.
Sorry, Lenore's a little bit behind in rolls.
I got a 38 on deception, so.
That's pretty
Well,
good.
with the 38 on deception, it's more than enough. And it helps that you're not actually lying. You're just kind of expanding on the truth. Or expanding
Yeah.
on Buckshuck's participation in it. Because by now, everyone in the city has heard about the attack on the arena. Like, it's
Nice.
been downplayed a lot. Particularly in news sources and stuff like that, as of yet. But when it comes down to it, there's more than enough people to say, no, it was a poisonous cloud, and it was almost killing people.
It happens.
Nice. Cool. Rumors successfully spread.
But with that, you kind of start getting into the puddles, and some people do kind of start hanging back a little bit because it's the puddles.
Yeah, the closer we get to the puddles, the less like the people from the foreign quarter want to follow.
Yeah, but
Yep.
That's fair.
but there's also something of a trade in people that kind of goes on,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
where it goes from, the people from the foreign quarter and some people from Westgate to more people from the docks and the puddles themselves.
Yep.
And there's
Nice.
definitely a mixed bag of people that are kind of
Mhm.
following along with this procession.
An interesting socio-economically diverse crowd.
Nicely said.
Very nicely said. And as you continue, you can see that Buckshuck's actually kind of getting out of his shell a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's kind of waving to some people, and his half cloak thing is kind of a little bit off. He's wearing his armor from the fight because it was a little bit too bulky to pack.
Yep. Nice.
So
he's quite the sight then.
he is
even
quite
in-
the sight.
Even in Absalom, like this is a pretty weird gathering of creatures.
Well, they did their best. Parva did her best to shine up the breastplate as much as possible because she knew he was going to be in an arena.
Yep.
And so he's shining. The sun is reflecting off of him, and people are kind of like oohing and ahhing.
Beautiful.
Eventually, you do get to Stilt House. And
Yes, Stilt House. I love that name.
as you approach, I need people to do perception checks.
Okay.
Blind perception checks?
Oh no, live. Live, not blind. Open? Open, that's the word.
40!
Nice. I
God,
got
that's
a
actually
30.
some good rules. Good rules. Good rolls. It's fine. So, Quintus, we'll start with you. You're noticing that it's still Stilt House,
Mm-hmm.
but there's definitely been some efforts made to kind of reinforce the foundation
Mm-hmm.
and kind of start spreading it out somewhat.
Right, yeah. It's become a bit of a sprawling, extensioned construction as such.
Kind of, yeah, but you're also noticing that there are palisades that have been erected in some sections.
Is it like when a good old Queensland home gets built in underneath it so that you
Yeah.
like have a garage?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I know
And you can-
exactly what that looks like, especially when it's done by someone who just found sheet metal on the side of the road.
And more to the point, they do actually have a couple of vessels kind of parked underneath it.
Oh, interesting.
More to the
Alright.
point, though, you can also see that not just in Stilt House, but you're kind of a practiced soldier and a warrior at this point. So you notice that in some of the buildings surrounding the area, that there are battlements,
Oh,
like roughshod and kind of designed to blend in with the urban scenery. But
yep.
you can definitely see that's a ballista,
Mm-hmm.
and that's some sort of beacon that's supposed to be lit in times of emergency.
Okay, right. There's a small like crow's nest battlement on top of that shanty tower. I think that's the last of the V8s right there. Jeez, okay.
What? I totally zoned out. I'm messaging Sam privately.
Just a Mad Max reference. It's all
Oh,
good.
okay.
That's the vibe that I'm getting from this, in my head at least.
I mean, you're not 100% wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But Rose, with your 40 for perception,
Yes.
as we start to approach a little bit closer and you're seeing more and more of the kobolds, some of them have these weird devices strapped to their hips.
Okay.
You have only seen them once or twice, and more particularly, the last time you saw something like this was in Stilt House when they were going through the crates and the boxes.
Yeah.
Particularly the boxes that were supposed to be going back to Alkenstar.
Yes.
From the warehouse raid that we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But a bunch of the kobolds seem to have these strapped to their hips.
Mm-hmm.
They're making sure that there's a quick way to cover it, but with your 40, you can see it every now and again. And as soon as
What
you see
is
it
it?
once or twice,
Do they all have like shin length
So wait,
rawhide dusters that they're flicking over their hips?
Do they have pistols? Is that what you're trying to say? I didn't understand what you were trying to. I didn't understand what you were putting down on the table.
Mm-hmm.
yes, they
think
seem
you're
to
on it.
have all seem to have appropriated.
firearms.
Yes.
Nice.
They've all
Okay.
got big irons on their hips.
Yeah. I love those videos where you Photoshop a fucking 16-inch revolver onto like a small animal's side. I like those videos. I get quite a kick out of them. Well, I was just talking to my good friend Halcyon in a little side conversation, figuring out exactly how much of my money I can give to these kobolds and
Oh, God.
still retain. And it works out to about 100 plat I can afford to give these guys.
Oh wow.
So we're
Yep.
gonna see if they need it or want it.
They have guns. Of course, they don't need it.
Well,
It's
maybe
not a
they
matter
could
of
use
need at this point, though.
Look, hill giants
they-
eat a
can
lot,
they-
okay?
And they use it though. Yeah, but food's cheap though. Remember we used to pay for Silverside? We used to pay coppers for Silverside.
It's true.
Do you want to get into a food conversation now?
No,
No.
fuck off. Burn in hell. Fuck off, leave, burn in hell, preferably all three. In any order. That's sick. I love that they've got little guns.
As an additional note, the others probably didn't notice this, but one of the vessels that's kind of parked in underneath Stilt House absolutely has a cannon on it.
Yes.
Nice.
Like, you're
Gonna
not sure
just-
where they got a
Nice.
full ship's cannon from, but they've
Yep.
managed to strap
They've-
it to a couple of boats.
Yep,
Effectively made a road frigate.
Kind of,
I'm-
yeah.
I'm going to just lean over to Halcyon and go, remember those firearms you had your, I guess those, I wouldn't know what a fucking firearm is. Sorry,
Hmm.
give me a second. Remember
Thunder
those,
sticks.
Sunder sticks that you had your eye on? From the warehouse shipment?
Vaguely.
I think they've all got one, and I think they've strapped one to one of their boats. This is awesome. Yes?
Seems like they've got their weaponry sorted.
Okay. Should we be worried about this?
Depends. How confident are you that you can maintain their sense of law?
I wasn't worried, and now I am.
Oh dear. An
I was mostly
entire
just-
district of the Punishers.
Just armed. Forget the Punisher. What if they decide they just want to take back the city?
Yep.
What if we've just armed an insurgency? And
Okay.
we're
That
about to
wouldn't be
give
the
them a
first
hill,
time.
and we're about to give them a battle platform hill giant.
That's great.
It can only go wrong if you don't become a dragon and then seize control.
It can only go wrong if they decide to arm the hill giant.
They will. They will definitely strap a
Hey,
ship's
Buckshuck!
cannon to the hill giant, much like
Yeah,
Dude's gonna
like,
come
yeah,
out
the
of this
big
looking like
tanky
some sort of
character from a,
warlord titan.
a
Yeah.
computer game holding a big Gatling gun.
Hey, Buckshuck,
Yeah?
how do you feel about loud noises?
I mean, I worked in an arena for ages.
Like things that go bang! I'm shouting because I'm so far away from him because I'm short. For
Because you're like
fuck's
3
sake.
foot to his 10 foot.
Yes.
There's like a full person between the two
How
of
do
you.
you feel about things that go like? I use ghost sound. Bang!
Well, I have fought wizards in the past. They do
Okay,
bang
cool.
sounds. It's fine. I'm not startled by big noises.
All right, cool. Let's go meet the boys. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle.
Screen wipe.
Yeah, but I do it with the trumpet, of course.
Oh,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
Well, as you approach, Rekarek is there, beaming, giant smile upon his face.
Go back!
Rose, it is good to see you again.
It is good to fuck. That's not what I meant. It's wonderful to see you too, my friend.
He kind of comes up and gives you a bit of a hug.
Yeah, absolutely. Big hug. Big hug action. Go on, get in there. Yeah.
Nice.
And
You-
Maz, nice to see you too. Yes, go ahead.
Maz kind of just does his little bit of a wave. It looks a little bit stiff, but you know, that's kind of just how he is.
Oh, hey, Big Sam.
I've brought you someone who might be a friend to your cause.
Oh, I did hear. He kind of walks over to the giant and similar to
Buckshuck,
yourself,
Meet
bros.
Rekarek. Yeah, Rekarek, meet Buckshuck. I know you both to be excellent men. I hope I can entrust your safety to one another.
Buckshuck kind of just leans down and goes, "Oh, hello. I haven't seen a kobold in a while." Rekarek, for his part, is just still smiling widely, and you can see the gears are kind of turning in his head at this.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "No, I think we'll be the best of friends."
Yeah.
Calculating how much steel can a hill giant carry before the knees buckle.
No. How many kobold snipers can a hill giant battle tower support?
Oh, I was thinking that these were going to be automated guns.
Oh my god, I don't think we have that technology.
No, but we have the magic.
This does go back to the age-old question. How the fuck does a steampunk turret differentiate between friend and foe? Like, is boiled water somehow racist? Anyway, please keep going.
Rekarek kind of just, he says, well, I'm more than happy to have another body on the force. Mukruckers accepts anyone. Just because there's a lot of kobolds here doesn't mean anything.
Yes, exactly. See, you have Maz.
He kind of looks back to Maz, and Maz waves again. He's like, yes, he's one of our best undercover operatives.
Perfect.
But
So good.
we'll get your friend measured up and everything else like that.
Well, Buckshuck, I can promise you that these are good people. Would you be considering maybe doing 2 weeks? And after 2 weeks, if you don't like it here, we'll come check on you. And if you don't like it, we'll find you another place. Yes?
I mean, I guess. I mean, it's all kind of sudden.
Yeah.
Rekarek kind of just goes, no, it's fine. If you just want to do like a 2 weeks, try your hand at it. We're basically just going to be getting you to do a little bit of beat work. I'm just walking the streets, making sure everything's safe and secure. How do you feel about waiters?
Waiters.
And Buckshot's just kind of nodding and agreeing, and he does seem a little bit overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
But Rekarek kind of signals for a couple of kobolds to come and get him, and they kind of lead him away to one of the side buildings. Rekarek
Nice.
just goes, we're going to get him measured up for a uniform. Or some equipment, at any rate. But yes, it's good to see you all again.
It is. And I have a, shall we call it, private donation to make to your cause.
Oh?
Yep.
Shall we go to my office?
Yes, perhaps we should.
Well, he
Rekarek,
takes you...
it seems like you and your folk have been very busy around here.
Well, we told you that we were going to be acquiring some more land around here.
And how?
But no, it's not like we kicked anyone out of their homes or anything. We're just kind of giving people some work and a better place to live. And anyway,
Very
this discussion should probably be done in my office.
Yes, absolutely.
He takes you into the office, and as you kind of move through the stilt house, there's eyes that watch you as you go through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Disconnected.
No, Matt.
He dropped.
Have I
He's
dropped?
dropping.
Oh,
His
yeah.
keep alive's
You're
at
there.
80. As you go through Stillhouse, there's eyes that watch.
His eyes that watch you, and also more than once, a little bit of a cloth is thrown over a desk here and there.
Oh, oh, right, yeah. And a couple of people just suddenly like turn around and try and use their bodies to block line of sight to things.
Pretty much. And
Yeah,
it should be
okay,
noted that it's not just kobolds in here as well. There's humans and a couple of half orcs,
Oh,
a couple of the other more elementally aligned races. You're pretty sure that you see a merfolk off to one side, and he seems to be examining something before he kind of just puts it behind his back.
okay.
Rekarek just kind of goes, "Oh, don't worry about them. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine."
Ongoing investigations, am I right?
Something to that effect, yes.
I'm gonna perception check him before I hand him almost 1,000 gold pieces.
Yep, no, that's fair.
Not that I don't. Well, I don't trust him.
You don't
Remember-
trust him?
Can I get? Oh, hang on. Sorry. Ignore that.
You throw that one.
Actually, you know what? Ignore this roll too. Ignore that second roll too. I'm gonna roll it blind.
You gotta roll it blind? Okay.
Yep.
So just me and check and see. Oh, excuse me. Well, no, he seems to be on the up and up with this whole thing.
Okay. All right.
He kind of
Sam?
takes you into his office, but yes.
Okay, Sam. How much do I need for armor upgrade if I don't want to buy anything else?
Oh god.
1240 GP.
Okay. And you said another 41 GP or for another 41?
42 platinum pieces if you want the armor resilient, the energy resilience.
I can go without that. That's 420 gold.
How much money are you gonna give them?
A lot.
100 platinum pieces.
Oh god, alright.
How do you have 100 spare?
I have 195 platinum pieces. I haven't spent $1.
Yeah, you need 124 though.
Yeah, but I have 300 gold pieces. That makes up for it, right?
He's got all the money.
I do not have all the money. I have my share, you fuck.
He just doesn't spend it.
I don't spend anything. I never have. I've never bought another weapon. I've never had to buy a staff. The only thing I've spent money on for this entire campaign is chorus.
He's that Diablo player that never buys things from shops, just picks up
Yep.
whatever drops.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Fucking
All right, fine.
Shops don't have anything good in Diablo.
Fine then.
well, he takes you into his office and
All right, we'll
makes
do
sure the
80
doors
then.
are closed.
If anybody needs to borrow. No, you know what? Fuck that. 100. 100 platinum pieces.
Yep, if that's what Rose would have done, that's what you got to do, right?
Yep, 100
Right,
platinum
right.
pieces. Done.
Rekarek
Out of my
goes,
inventory.
So, can I help you, guys? With
I-
anything?
With a
Detective?
long look at Lenore, who just kind of looks back at Rose and then, like, all jokes aside, just shrugs with her wings and goes, like, gestures like a what can you do kind of thing, and just nods. And then
Yep.
she passes me a small, quite nice pouch,
Mm-hmm.
and I place the pouch with the gentle thunk of pieces clocking against each other on
what's
the
the
table in
what's
front of
the-
Rekarek.
what's the unspoken feeling that's happening there between Lenore and you? Is it a look of like, well, it's not self-destructive. Here you go.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Aww,
Yep.
that's
For
fucking
now,
wholesome.
Well picked
until
up on.
until the kobolds unionize and then all turn against us.
I mean, they've
It's
already
neither
unionized.
it's neither
Fine.
selfish nor self-destructive. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also not a drunken hobo living in his apartment. So,
Yeah.
in terms of the possible things to spend money on,
No,
look,
that is good.
you understand
Yes.
that this is an awful lot of money.
Um,
Those are
how much?
platinums, not silvers.
what?
That's
What?
100 platinum pieces.
Rose, what is this for?
That
You-
is for the upkeep, and eventually, after I continue, contributing, only if you want to under. What I'm trying to say is that I'd like to make the puddles a better place. I don't just mean crime-wise. I mean bringing things back out of the water, giving people dry places to sleep and warm beds and good food and work and shelter and ramble.
Mhm.
I mean,
No,
And I
give us a
want
full
you
speech,
to-
please.
And I want you to help me do it
give me a diplomacy check.
with pleasure. I'm not great at this, but I'm okay. No.
No.
No, I don't want to be part of evidence.jpg. I don't want to be part of evidence.jpg.
I mean, that's still, you're giving them a lot of money. That's still good.
I don't want just good though. I wish I hadn't burned my natural 20 already.
Oh god, it was a good natural 20.
Well,
Well, fuck.
All right.
Well, I'm kind of glad people can't see my face right now.
There we go. Well
Hey.
done.
With a natural 20 for a 41 on your diplomacy check.
Can you hear me?
This was mostly just to make sure, whether he'd actually accept it or not. But he hesitantly kind of takes the pouch, he opens it, and his eyes go wide.
Mhm.
Like, we're talking a kobold, and his eyes are already pretty damn huge. And they just
Mhm.
kind of expand. And he closes it very quickly. And goes, Rose, this is a lot of money. A
It doesn't
lot.
have to all get spent today. This is my commitment to this project. I'm going to keep sending you people if I can.
I mean, he kind of just gestures around and goes, we're already doing so much good.
You are, exactly, and I want you to keep doing that for as long as possible. But let's be honest. Money in this city talks. It opens gates that racism and long-founded skullduggery have blocked. I want you to be able to open whatever doors you want to.
We hope to one day see the Mukruckers as equal a guard force as any other district in town.
Yes.
Become the Ripple Watch, if I may.
Oh,
The
oh,
Ripple Watch?
oh! I like that. That's
Ripple Watch
nice.
isn't bad.
Wow. Okay.
Did you come up with that, Sam?
Yeah.
That's
I like it.
good.
Like, ha,
I like it.
puddles. What can we do with this?
Yeah.
Ripples.
Mukruckers
Yeah.
sucks.
The Ripple Watch. I like it.
It's got a good
But-
mouthfeel.
But we're
It
gonna
does.
try and. Well, if we're going to do this, we're going to need geomancers and earth movers and probably that giant earth moving robot that has gone missing for so long, and lots of things. But this is my commitment to the start of the movement. Tell me, Rekarek, don't you dream?
I mean, yeah.
And imagine one day, down in the future, when I'm long dead and you're still here, and you can say to yourself and your ancestors, and all those that come after you, I made this place great.
At
I
this
made this
point,
place safe.
at this point, he's starting to tear up more than a little bit.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He's just kind of like, I mean, I just wanted jobs for my crew, you know, keep a roof over their heads, and you're giving me so much. This'll feed half the puddles, Rose.
It will, yes.
You get this much
For-
money. It's not stolen, is it?
Nope. Earned completely.
Not this time.
No, it's not. I gave him the portion we got as our winnings. Shut
No,
up.
yeah, that's true.
I kept the stolen. Well, Lenore has the stolen money. It's not really mine.
God. Hey, that's a qualifier.
It's not. It is not stolen. No, Echoak, it is not stolen. It was won as a blood sport. It's how I met our friend Buckshuck here. But what I'm saying is, you can do whatever you want with that money. But this could also be a partnership. If you don't want to, if all you want to do is make the puddles a safer place, I'll walk away today. That money is yours, and we'll never speak of this again. And I'll still be incredibly grateful for everything you do for this city. But if you're just willing to dream a little bit bigger and take on a little bit more, then I think together we can make the place that, well, I grew up in something great.
He kind of looks at the pouch again and he goes, "You know what, Rose? I think we
No.
can make the puddles a better place."
Yes!
And he holds out his clawed hand.
I shake it. And then Lenore jumps off my left shoulder and puts her wing over the top of it. Chorus on my right shoulder turns around and kind of eyes everyone in the room and then makes those small gestures of like, get over here.
All right, I'm doing the hand in. It's happening.
Halcyon, are you putting your hand in?
I'm waiting for Marta first.
Don't you dare leave me the hanging detective. Come on. Together.
Mata takes out a
course
silken
you do.
handkerchief, puts it on top of your hands, and then puts her hand down. And then Tenebrae takes out a silken handkerchief and
Are you trying to make a
Does-
sandwich here?
I can't stress how unclean it is around here.
And still, like,
Get
hand
in-
sanitizer's been invented yet.
Get in. We can get Halcyon to invent it, please.
Just
Get in
dip
here,
him in
Halcyon.
in
Listen, I
alcohol, it's
invented
fine.
skateboards. You can invent hand sanitizer.
Yes, I put my hand in the pile that I really have no impact in.
I mean-
what's the puddles?
For the puddles. And the hands go up in the air, and Rekarek is looking
Yeah.
very excited and very pleased.
Brilliant.
Lovely.
Now, as for your friend, what did you actually want us to do with him?
Can you
Most
give him work?
importantly,
Eat him.
he has an exceptionally low self-worth.
I mean, well, at the very least, we're going to armor him up for the puddles.
Positive reinforcement, please.
Well, Yeah.
If you can find something for him to make it feel like he made an impact, if he pioneered something, you know?
Well, I know there's a couple of community projects going on at the moment.
Exactly. There's
I
going to
think
need to be
that
some
he
serious
would
work.
thrive with something like that.
Just make sure nobody starts pitchforking him, yes?
Oh, look. I don't think that's going to happen as soon as they know he's a part of the Ripple Guard.
The
I
Ripple
like this.
Guard.
I like the sound of that.
I like the sound of it. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. I take my sweaty, dirty hand and clap Halcyon on the back with it. Halcyon, that's fantastic.
Specifically
it.
sweaty and dirty. It's lovely. I love it.
Pulls out suddenly invented jars of hand sanitizer.
It's like
What's that?
alcohol, but for your skin.
Should I drink it?
No. No.
Rose just pulls out a jar of vodka that he carries with him and just starts pouring it on his hands and wiping. It's basically the same thing.
Well, in light of this very generous donation, I think we should probably come clean with something.
Yes? What is it?
You know those crates we got?
Yes? You've been using them for firearms, yes?
Yes, we've been reverse engineering them.
Okay. Is this an issue? I turn around to Halcyon, our resident legal consultant, and then to Lenore, our other resident legal consultant. Is this an issue?
Is this an issue?
Give me a lore roll. I think you got it. Or
Is this an issue?
check?
Nah, you got it. I don't know barbarian reroll.
With a 30, it could be an issue. If they're reverse engineering firearms from Alkenstar in particular, it could create something of an issue. But
Diplomatic incident?
potentially.
Or just merchants getting aggressive.
The biggest issue is if not all the guns are accounted for. If all the guns from the crates are accounted for, it'll be fine.
Okay. Halcyon, do you want to tell us that?
Well, so long as all the original pieces or replicas of original pieces get back to where they belong.
So about that.
Mm-hmm.
So we were trying to reverse engineer the firing mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And we were doing some free shooting in the bay.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of the originals got blown into the bay.
Okay, that's fine. Just hand me a pistol and I'll go in tomorrow and find them. Super easy.
Oh no, they're like in pieces.
Oh.
My boys were kind of in the... Well, they needed some healing. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
Oh dear.
How bad of a diplomatic incident are we talking? Like wrath of a foreign god, or like unhappy merchants?
Halcyon, from your opinion, probably more unhappy merchants. Like, Alkenstar is very cagey about their technology getting into other people's hands, but at the same point, in recent years, more and more of these firearms have been becoming more and more regular across all of Galarian.
Yeah, they really shouldn't have released a fucking book about how to make their guns and how to use their guns. Like, that was a really stupid move on their part. Like, and to call it Guns and Gears is really telling.
You metagaming prick.
Coming soon from Paizo Publishing, released, what was it, October 13th, I think it's being released? Anyway.
This week.
Detective, do you know any way to reproduce said guns, or could you just make more?
What?
How do we rectify this situation?
What the shit do I know?
I don't know. Do you know a spell to replicate things?
No? When have I... Go ahead.
Give me an Arcana check.
Sure.
There we go.
The questions are being asked.
God knows Matt can't roll them to save himself.
What about our friend that made copies of keys? Maybe we could find someone that could make.
I don't think so.
A good copy.
And also,
that
I
they
kind of
wouldn't
flirted with
notice.
him the last time I saw him, and I'm really not interested in meeting him again.
Detective. If Alkenstar is watching their goods as closely as they're saying they are, there is probably some sort of a marker on all of their goods. Probably something arcane in nature, or something that they can detect pretty easily.
Wait, didn't we steal these off of smugglers?
Yes, and where did the smugglers get them from?
I can stop. Can't we just blame the smugglers?
And I just
Yeah, look, blaming the smugglers is all well and good until, a couple of shield marshals start walking through the puddles.
Well, well, shut up, voice in my head.
Yes,
You're
but they
far too
don't know
reasonable.
we took them. We just know that we reverse engineered them.
One of them's that we returned. Oh, for goodness sakes.
So, detective,
oh,
if you can recreate the marker, or whatever they were using for it,
They
then
can recreate the gun?
yes.
Okay.
You
All
just kind of the marker would have to be replicated.
Okay. How do you reveal an arcane mark?
Detect magic?
Got it, detective?
I do.
Rekarek, my friend, can you get me to
Yes.
Can you get someone to bring us one of those pieces? We might be able to fix your issue.
I mean, well, sure. We kind of got
Right.
it in the evidence locker at the moment.
All right,
Rec-
wonderful.
Rekarek, if
The
you could,
armory,
like
got it.
bring out one that's about yay big, fits in the palm real nice. That'd be
One of those smaller Derringer models.
yeah, basically.
One of the hooker guns.
One of the baby ones.
Yeah.
Rekarek, just bring out some of the guns, please.
He leaves his office for a couple of minutes, and
Oh,
When he
really,
comes-
detective? Really, detective?
Sorry.
Now?
what? Yeah.
Now, of all
yeah,
times?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to get Halcyon to make it for you.
I mean, I've been waiting, but I could just get now.
Yes, but you haven't asked, for fuck's sake. This isn't your way of flirting, is it? We're whispering. We're whispering.
yeah, that's fine.
Stage whisper. Yep.
Yeah.
Are
Yes,
you
my-
you're whispering? Are you?
Exactly. My way of flirting is asking for a gun. You've figured me out at last.
Not asking for a gun.
You sure you're whispering?
I'm standing in front of you, fucker.
What's that, Rose? You're standing in front of him?
I guess I am. Fuck me. All right, fine, do it.
What was it? A
Has-
society check?
Has he
Yes.
told us he can read lips? He hasn't, has he?
No.
I don't think he's been open about it.
That's a fail. Get
Yeah.
wrecked.
Yeah. I wasn't planning on succeeding. I was planning on making you extremely uncomfortable.
Just fucking with him. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Please just ask Halcyon. Please don't steal anything from here.
I won't steal anything.
Well,
the way that was the pause
I
in
know.
that
Pause.
sentence.
Promise? You're not winning that one. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Your 6 isn't good.
No,
enough.
you're not.
Bitch.
god damn it.
Detective? Don't make me knock you out. You know I'll do it. And Lenore can definitely take Tenebrae.
Is this you flirting with me?
Oh
God.
I'm 3 feet tall.
That's kind of sizest, but you know.
That's the only non sequitur that I had in my arsenal in response to that.
Well, Rekarek comes back with a couple
Thank
of other
God.
kobolds. And,
Me-
um,
Can I add a meanwhile?
Meanwhile,
if you
How
want,
are you enjoying your new cape, Quintus?
it actually flows in the wind much more better than my old one did. I think the material is both stronger and lighter.
That's fantastic.
What will they come up with next, right?
Maybe you were able to sweep it in front of you or behind you for
I've
dramatic
noticed.
purposes.
Don't tell anyone, but when I have greasy food and I wipe my fingers on it, it doesn't even get dirty.
Truly is a miracle fabric.
it's like silk, only better.
Siltless silk.
Oh, god.
And I think people just respect me a bit more, or listen to what I have to say a bit more.
You definitely command more presence.
Yes. And look, I can do this, and I like throw my my fist onto my hip and like poke my elbow out.
Oh, the
making it
Superman
ripple a bit.
pose.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-ba-da-ba.
You can barely hear it, but off in the distance, like a whisper, you could definitely hear some sort of fanfare going.
She's like, oh my gosh, did you see that?
So amazing.
Yeah.
And hell,
Really
even
excited.
looking out the window at the moment, there's still a bit of a crowd.
It's the Parva fan club that Parva is both secretary, treasurer, and chair of.
Well, no, it's more the aftermath of the parade that you guys had.
yeah.
Nice.
They're still kind of waiting for something big to happen.
If Quintus
Where
is
is-
starting
there
a
it is.
cult of personality, I'd like to be informed. Thank you.
Ah,
Nope, nope, never mind. Not that worried now.
Well then,
I can't miss tonight. Holy shit.
well, Rekarek
sucking
comes
up
back
all the
in
luck.
with a couple of kobolds.
I've knocked like an ink pot and his quill and a stack of papers and a couple of trinkets
come
off his
on.
desk whilst I
Whoa,
was
you-
trying to like ripple my cape. That
I'll
hits the
pick it up.
ground. The door opens. I'm like, sorry, I'll just, and I'm like on the ground frantically trying to pick it up.
Sorry, Rekarek, new cape. We'll pick it up. I promise. Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, it's absolutely fine.
Do it faster,
We can work-
Quintus.
We can work
Faster,
it out.
Quintus.
You're casting haste for this?
Yeah, I cast haste on Quintus.
And he
My
cleans
arms
it up
are-
in quick
My
time.
arms are a blur.
The issue is he doesn't get any interact actions, so his feet move like crazy, but his arms are still.
Oh god. Anyway,
I like that
Rekarek
not
starts
moments
packing.
ago, we were very inspirational.
Very true. And now that you're behind closed doors. Anyway,
Hey,
he
I can
starts
be embarrassing
unloading
in
the
front
guns.
of closed doors. See what I was like in front of my mother? I can be embarrassing in front of closed doors. Anyway, please keep going.
You good? We're all
Yep.
good now?
Yep.
He starts unloading the guns. And there's a
What?
flintlock pistol.
All right, show us the attack rolls then.
Yeah, we dive.
No, he unloading it from
So
a
I came in
bag.
blasted.
Fucking chat, this is what I have to deal with on a weekly basis.
What do you mean you have to deal with? I got mocked for my fucking telepathic bond spell the other day. We haven't mocked you in ages.
We didn't mock you. You were just like,
Did.
hey, so you just pulled down on your ear to activate it. And then
No,
everyone was like, okay.
everyone gave me shit about it. Mostly Sam.
Yeah.
There are pistols. There's what looks like some sort of a long barrel version meant for two hands. There's a couple of mini ones. There's another really curious one that looks like it gets fed manually. Rekarek points it out and goes, that's from the goblins. You can ignore that one.
Okay.
Goblins
You
have
got
already
it.
made a gun. Uh-oh.
They call it a spoon gun.
Spoon gun.
What does it use for ammunition?
Yes, absolutely. Please answer the question.
He rolls his eyes in a dramatic fashion and goes, It's kind of on the barrel, isn't it? Or on the tin.
It fires spoons, yes?
Yeah, no, it fires spoons and forks and whatever cutlery they can get their hands on.
Truly a majestic race.
Quintus,
Look, their
Do you
fireworks
think-
are top notch.
Quintus, do you think that if I fired the spoon gun through a basted turkey towards your mouth, you'd be able to catch it and eat it?
Without a single doubt.
Fuck.
Oh,
Anyway.
no, Marta, don't take a gun there.
Yeah.
They unload one.
This isn't a gun, Marta. It's a culinary cannon.
Oh god.
Exactly.
Cannon.
It's like getting a flamethrower out and being, oh no, it's for flambe. It's fine.
It's for basting.
You don't baste with a flamethrower.
Well-
Baste with a brush or a spoon, genius.
Speaking of
trying to-
flamethrowers,
You're doing it wrong.
the last gun that they pull out from their little carpet bag that they have, it kind of looks like a blunderbuss, but it has a more open head. And Rekarek points to it and goes, "This one I'm particularly proud of."
What
Blunder
is it?
busted.
What is it?
He takes it to the window, opens it, and pointing it at the window,
Plug my ears.
he cocks it, then fires it, and a huge gout of flame just rushes out.
How's that
You
crowd
live-
outside doing now?
Yeah. You live in a wooden house.
We live in a wooden house that is constantly moist from being in water.
Mm.
I hate this place so much.
Why?
How
Don't you
frizzy
think
is
that was
Marta's
awesome?
hair?
It's a single shot dragon's breath.
Yes, I know. That was incredible.
Thank you. Our,
This
our,
is
our engineers-
remarkable.
Thank you.
And
Uh,
no magic.
no magic. Little alchemy. No magic.
Holy smokes. All right, well, fuck. Detective,
Mm-hmm.
if you can figure out how to replicate the mark, and Alcine can figure out how to help replicate the guns, or the Kobold Goblins can do it, fine, you can steal the gun, I won't say anything.
Two of the guns amongst the collection are from Alkenstar, and as you use detect magic, Marta, you're at the level where you can easily focus it, and you see the symbols appear, and
I
you
will
recognize it as the state
Copy
symbol.
them down. So they're using the state symbol of Alkenstar.
Okay,
Pretty
wonderful.
common.
All right. Well, can you copy it onto, or shall I send the Nor off for the scroll for magic mark or whatever it's called?
Ooh, yeah. Do we need magic mark?
Arcane sigil.
That's the one.
Have you got it?
I do not.
Okay. Denor, darling, you've already done so much for me today. Would you quickly hop down to the market and get us a scroll of arcane sigil? Dearie, in light of you making good choices with your life, besides entrusting your life to these fools, yes, just this once. And she'll out the window.
Well, that'll solve one of our problems.
And then Rose's money was never seen again.
She's had plenty of time to spend my money.
As for, well, this is the kind of things that we're designing and building. He's just kind of putting over all of the firearms and stuff like that. He's like, we don't have magicians here. Like, we have a couple of druids.
Well, you can hire them now, if you want.
I mean, they're expensive, and we have to go to the Wise Quarter, and then we talk to them, and they charge us extra because, you know, we're from here.
Well, then you sent a letter to me, and you make me go. You know that I'm happy to spend my weekends doing things that you need.
I know,
You've got
Rose, but we
resources.
can't rely on you.
Oh,
Eventually, we'll, like you said, eventually the Ripple Guard will have to exist beyond you, and it'll have to exist beyond me.
yes, but for now, when you're establishing connections, it's best to send our foot forward. And if that means I go along with you, or for goodness sakes, let's not kid about. Quintus goes along with you.
Happy to
Alright.
help out the Ripple Watch however
Oh.
I can.
Only one of us screams hero here, and it's certainly not me.
I
And it's
wouldn't
certainly
say
not
that.
either those two.
I nod at chorus.
He points at me. I'm not there anymore.
Oh, you and the detective. And Loris just cackles to himself. All right. Hiring mage PF2E. Mage for hire. Okay.
God.
all right.
Please don't tell me that's actually a thing. No, it probably is a thing.
No, absolutely is. Yeah.
It absolutely is. Yep. Nice. Okay. So
Imagine that.
Oh, God. Ah.
But
We
what
only
do
get
they
one
actually,
good one, guys.
but what do they
Wait.
actually need a mage for? Like, they've overcome their need for mages by
Yeah.
building
Now they have
guns.
guns.
Well, it's so we can enchant them.
Yeah,
Ah,
or
they
like
don't need a
bring.
mage to enchant them.
They just need.
Need
Like,
a
Depends on what
give
they're
them-
trying to enchant.
What if they need wizard bullets?
All right, then
Wizard
that...
killing bullets.
Mhm.
A magic bullet, if you will.
All right, I feel like we should move on from this. You've got some money there. If you need to hire some mages, come see me. We'll get Quintus and we'll go together with some kobolds and make sure that you're taken seriously. It'd be a great day out. Honestly, we need to do some PR work too.
Well, the fact that you wear Star Watch will help a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
No, it's not like we're taking this to the first guard, so we should be fine.
No. But still call. Don't feel like you can't.
We will.
Okay. All right. Was there anything else you needed to tell us? Oh, have you had any other whisperings about the poison master who disappeared? One Jovis?
Jonas.
Jonas.
Flackfeather.
I would have had. You have a last name for him.
Yes.
Rekarek. Marry me. No, don't. But
I'm taken, but okay.
okay. Really? Anyway, no, not now. Not now. Not now. We don't have time. All right. Really? Okay. So Jonas Flackfetter, you said?
Yes. Apparently, the Church of Norgaber has
Disavowed him.
Yes, in an official
Nice.
capacity.
Cool.
It's not
Any
disemboweled.
information on his whereabouts?
Unfortunately, no.
That's okay.
He has gone to ground, and there are some secrets he didn't tell his own people. Which, considering everything.
And considering his track record, I'm kind of amazed by that, but still.
Well, we were hoping we'd uncover something, but
The maze that he didn't tell everybody everything, yes?
Mhm.
Nice. God, I love how disdainful Maxwell is of everything.
Just incompetence.
there was a question I want to ask all of you. Have you talked to the girl?
Franca?
Yes.
What about?
Did she have a location?
Did she have whose? The Jonas's location?
Yeah.
That she was willing to share.
I was hoping
Quite-
she'd have something.
She was quite adamant that she would be released by him.
That's not gonna happen.
I know.
No,
Wait.
he's gone to ground.
Wait. Fuck. Why is this getting mentioned again? Oh, I
Could
need
be
to
any
read.
reason.
I need to read less bedtime stories.
I would be surprised if he's still even in the city. If I'm being honest.
I
Maybe
need to
he's in
roll
the
an.
Shadow City.
I need to roll an occultism check.
Do it.
Are there any? Oh god, it's a night.
Ooh.
I can't roll badly
Nice.
this session.
Nice.
Is there?
Apparently
Are
not.
there any easy magical ways to replace someone with a clone?
Not easy, but
Okay.
there are rituals that can do it.
Okay.
There is also a
Alright.
couple of spells.
Are there any
Um,
ways to notice that those people have become clones of them?
For yes. Okay, with the 40, there's the most used thing to do this is the simulacrum.
Yep.
Simulacrum.
Thank you. It creates a clone of the person who performs the ritual, but there's usually always a tell. It's usually something very minor that is off. The nose is wrong. Two of their fingers are fused together. Their eyes are the wrong color.
Mm-hmm.
It's just usually something really small that's off about them.
Fuck. Alright, well, the Hummingbird Wayfinder is going to, head off and go check on Franca if it can get through. If that's
Ooh.
allowed.
I will get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Bum bum bum.
Well, you are
Actually, you know
saying
what?
Yep.
You know what? Lenore, because this is semi-urgent and serious. Oh no, Lenore's gone.
She
Yeah,
is
Lenore's
gone.
off shops.
Yep,
If only we
never
had some
mind.
sort of telepathic bond.
Fuck off.
You got the
wait, I
empathic
don't
one.
think I do. I don't think it's active today. All right. Well,
Don't you
you've
have
just given me a very dangerous thought. I do not have a telepathic bond with her now.
Oh.
Emotionally, yes, but like
Oh.
not like words.
Well,
We don't word good.
from your empathic link, you can tell that she's gone to the Grand Bazaar because her she's very
The
excited by
Grand
all the
Bazaar.
shinies.
Yes.
Nice.
That's this area right here in the center, yeah?
No, actually, it's in the foreign quarter.
Is it really?
I'm pretty busy.
No, actually, Merchant's Quarter, I think. I will get back to you on that one. But no, it's not
Yeah.
in the coins.
Okay.
The coins is more of a banking district.
Yeah, I just when I saw the photo the other day on the release. Yeah, this is cool. All right. What are we doing? Where are we going? Who are we killing? Are we gonna go check on Franca? I feel like we should go check on Franca. If not, let's just go have the day off.
I'm down for that. I need to sleep.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna go to the embassy.
You go to the embassy? Which one?
The one that we
sorry.
went.
Goodbye, Rekarek. Goodbye, Buckshuck. Have a good time.
As you you're leaving, they're trying to fit some waiters onto Buckshuck,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get proper measurements and stuff, and he's kind of doing a half, stumbling a little bit on one foot. He gives a wave.
Remember, if you hate it after a week, send us a message and we'll come get you.
I will. Thank you.
No problem.
Is this like dropping your kids off at summer camp?
And we'll have worked out
Oh.
with. Sorry, one last thing before I shut up. We'll have
Yeah.
worked out with Rekarek that once he's got replicas of the two guns made, we'll be able to swing by and
Get that sorted.
get that sorted. Yes.
No, that's
Wait,
easy.
detective. Before we move on, did you want to take a gun? 'Cause if we're
Oh.
going to be replicating them, yeah. Do you want to take a gun?
No.
You sure?
Rekarek's like,
I'm good for now. Thank you.
Okay.
all right.
Rekarek, I'm really bad at social cues sometimes. Was that a I don't want you to take a gun noise that you made, or you should take one of these guns noise that you made?
I mean, if you want to take one. Not these two, obviously, because they're supposed to go back to Alkenstein.
Yes,
but,
not obviously.
and
okay,
not this
all
one. He kind of slides the dragon's breath.
Yeah, no,
rifle.
obviously.
That one's mine.
Yeah. How long did it take you to make that?
A couple of days.
Okay.
I didn't make it, but our boys in engineering kind of knocked it out. I don't think one of
Okay.
them has slept in like 4 days.
All right, got it. Okay.
I love it.
He's
Our
related-
department's going nuts.
He's related to a red dragon, so shit.
Yeah. Well, at least the R&D department will be able to acquire new materials with the money. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. We've
Nice.
got some ideas.
Nice.
Yeah. I will talk to all of you later, though. I
Okay,
do have
goodbye.
to talk to my people.
Yes, absolutely.
And the GM
Don't
has to take us
please-
with water.
Please don't spend it all at once, and please don't hoard it. I love you. Do good work. All right, I'm gone.
Don't be a dragon, he says to the dragon
Mhm.
offspring.
Yeah.
So, considering that, free hero point to anyone who can guess this. What is Rekarek's hoard?
What
guns.
is
His hoard.
what is he
The-
hoarding?
What
The
is
guns,
his
right?
What is his dragon's hoard?
Misfits.
No. Ian?
I already answered. I said the
Guns?
guns. Yeah.
Sam. Have you figured out what his hoard is yet? Has Sam gone?
No.
What do you think is Rekarek's hoard?
Shit. Not the guns. That'd be too obvious. Not the coins.
Detective?
Mm,
Hmm?
union workers.
It's a small pile of dry socks in the back of one of his closets, and he hoards them viciously.
No
Anyway.
two shall match.
Is it paperwork?
Just like me.
No.
Paperwork.
Though, with that, this seems like a good time to go to break. I
We've
know-
only been playing for an hour, but yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no, it's more than my Streamlabs has frozen.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
that's fair.
It's still live, and I can still see it live, but the rest of it has frozen. So,
Really? Because on our end, it's fine.
yeah, no.
Why does
Oh.
it say John Smith is a person? What the fuck is this?
What?
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 Oh,
On-
your overlay. You've
Yeah.
got your character sheet overlay.
John
active.
Smith is a person who does stuff. That's all it
That's
says.
actually working?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well that's good. Didn't think I'd
lovely
actually
speed.
activated that yet. Anyway, we're just gonna go to a short break, everyone, so I can
Alright.
hopefully fix some technical issues that were currently happening.
Awesome.
But we'll be back in like 10 minutes, and we'll see you then.
Cool.
Did that actually work? Did that swap over?
Stand by.
Don't know yet.
Stream delay. No, it hasn't.
Alright then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to quickly reset Streamlabs. Because it's kind of gone funky on me. But what is streaming at all unless there is a couple of technical issues? We will be back in about 10 minutes though. And
Before you
we'll
come
see
for
then.
stream or whatever, make sure you save the VOD and stuff or whatever you have to do.
Autosaves.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Continue.
Alright. We shall be back very soon. Just hang in there. I'm so sorry about this. Everyone, I've got the camera back. And we're back from our break. So apparently the plan is to arm the kobolds and give them some steampunk vehicles and stuff. I don't see how this could possibly go wrong. I do this to myself. Anyway, so what are people doing?
I have subtracted the money necessary to buy a 0th level or a 1st level spell scroll, and Lenore is going to drop it off to the good detective at some point today.
Alright, well that's more than easy enough to do. You can subtract the money from your stuff for that.
I already have.
Why are people always handing me things? I don't want this.
Do you not have the cantrip?
What? No.
Well, that's what the scroll's for.
Did you forget what we were doing?
I know it was for the kobold guns, but like, means Mara has to do something.
You have to feed
Outrageous.
it. You have to feed it to Tenebrae, for goodness sake. It's just the sigil. It's just the sigil cantrip, right?
Arcane Mark, but yes. Or is it called Sigil Name? I don't fucking know.
I
It's
don't
the
know.
same
It depends.
thing.
I need to know how much money to withdraw from my account. I thought it was I thought it was a 0th level item.
Yeah,
is.
and
It's like 3 gold pieces. I don't think it's that much of an issue to you guys at this point. That's like your spending monies,
that's like behind the couch money.
right? You're 12th level. You've passed the halfway point.
Woo!
But
Yeah, it's sigil. Okay, cool.
now, Halcyon, you were going to the embassy. Wait, is Sam actually back yet?
Nope.
No.
No.
Fucking. That would be fucking right. So, what are other people doing with the rest of their day?
Going to bed.
Well, going to bed is pretty easy for you. Rose, you're going to bed as well?
Yeah. I'll go to the room, the second room that I've rented,
The second room?
Your new apartment.
my new apartment. Yeah, and then like I'll get ready to go inside, and then on second thought, I'll like head into the main room, and like open the door and go, "Hello."
You hear Trip's voice come from somewhere. She's just like, "Hey, butterfly.
Hi, Trip. How are you going?
I'm fine, I guess.
Okay, is my bed uncovered?
Fine, uncovered.
Can I sleep on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Going up to your bed, there are still some extra blankets on it,
Yep.
but it's easy enough to clear. She has actually put something of an effort in to make it more habitable for you.
Nice. I rummage around for the two half-empty whiskey bottles that I usually keep behind the bed. Are they there?
One of them is.
Nice.
1
Three
out of
quick
2 ain't bad.
1 out of 2 ain't bad. 3 quick swigs and head on the boot. And I'm assuming I'm probably gonna pass out because I am heavily tired.
Yeah, and look, you walked all the way from the foreign quarter to the puddles. And
Yep.
it was a bit of an excitement. And then everything else that's happened today, because holy shit, a lot gets packed into 1 week.
Right?
Yep. Time to sleep.
So yeah, you pass out. Quintus, where are you headed?
I have an afternoon meeting at the Adventurers Bank in the Merchants Quarter with Parva. I will catch a Axbeak wagon, a rickshaw. I don't know. I don't want to walk that far.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And you're quite capable of hailing down a rickshaw, and they can take you. It's pulled by an Axbeak that's ornery, as you would expect.
Excellent.
I am just quickly. Oh, yes. So you're headed to Stone Sworn Savings and Loan.
That's the one, I think. If that's the
Parv-
one that, that adventurer ran.
Yes.
I feel that they would empathize with my situation the most.
Roka Stone Sworn was her name.
Yes.
As I'm bringing up the old notes for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But-
from book 1, was it?
Yeah, no. Like, this is a fucking callback and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But you meet Parva there, and she kind of helps fix you up, and she fusses with your shoulders and makes sure that you're cape straight and everything else like that.
Gets the puddles, inverted commas, off my boots, as it were.
Well, yeah. Yeah. It's fine, though. And you enter the bank. Roka's actually standing there waiting for you.
Oh, excellent. It has been... it actually hasn't been that long. I feel like it's been a long time because I have been busy.
Well, it's been like a week or two, but as I understand it, you've been up to a lot, Quintus.
I just discreetly wiggle my shoulder cape.
Yeah, between what you did in my vault and then else has been happening around the city, and from what the papers are saying, she kind of walks up and gives you a punch on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my goodness. You're growing into quite an adventurer yourself.
Well, it's for the good of the city, right?
Absolutely. You always need a place to rest your head.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Well, funnily enough, that's why we're here.
oh, well, I know you have an appointment. You're after a loan of some sort.
That's correct.
But
I wanted to explore the idea of getting a house and business loan.
how's
Well-
the business loan?
I turn to Parva and like hold her hand. Like we were exploring the idea. Yes.
The slightest of a blush kind of goes
Mhm.
over Parva's face as you take her hand and you say this, and Roka kind of nods and goes, "Say no more. Say no more. I had a powder mill once upon a time." She takes you into her office,
Mm-hmm.
and she goes, "So, we'll do the easy questions. Collateral, and how much money were you after?"
Well, we have not yet started really. Well, actually, Parva, I know you said you might have had a moment or two here and there to peruse the local area and see if there was anything on offer. You didn't happen to find anything, did you?
A couple of rumors here and there, but unfortunately nothing much. Roka chimes in and goes, "Yeah, no, unfortunately, the real estate is at a bit of a premium in Absalom. It's one of those unfortunate things that pack cities. If you want to get something outside the walls, that's possible. But what are you after? Because if you're just after a house, I'd probably recommend something outside the city."
I think ultimately we're looking for something with forge space
Yeah.
and
yeah?
something with tavern space.
So like a combined thing?
Yes. I have spoken with Madame Poffrey of the Tipsy Tango. They
Aye.
would be happy to house and run the facilities of the tavern. Obviously, and I like indicate to my breastwork and the thermal lance and you know everything else that I'm wearing that Parva has made, and obviously one of the best iron workers in the town would need their space.
No, look, I'm not arguing. It's just
We look, we understand that such places aren't going to be in abundance. If you can help us find something, basically, that's what we're after, and within reason, that's how much we kind of are looking to borrow.
well. Okay, so this is a little because you're saying this and you're thinking it, and I'm thinking it over. So the city council recently foreclosed on a property,
Okay.
like the city itself, because they couldn't pay for the upkeep of it. Just quietly, the city has borrowed a lot of money from private interests to get the whole Radiant Festival going, and it's not all going according to plan.
Right.
But in particular, it's one of the properties that they couldn't actually reclaim.
Well,
She kind of starts going through her desk, and then she goes over to her filing cabinet and she starts going through and she pulls out a file. And she puts it down and she goes, "Yes, there's a tavern in the Precipice Quarter.
Okay.
No geomancy could touch it. The ground around it wouldn't shift, wouldn't move. The building itself could be broken."
I'm like clearly puzzled. I'm not following, and I'm looking at Parva to see if she's going to give me any explanation to what's going on. This is where I'd normally look at Rose and just pull a confused, dumb face, and Rose would tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh no, look, it's a confusing situation. Like, so I've even tried to send in some demolition crews to break down the place, and nothing happened. Like, they took sledgehammers to it the whole bit. The place is derelict and pretty much abandoned. There's some signs of vagrancy in there, but no one can do anything with it. We sent the church in to kind of have a look at it and everything else like that, and the Pharasmans fucking sealed it.
I mean, I'm not afraid of a bit of work. A fixer-upper isn't going to scare us away.
Well, we're thinking it's less of a fixer-upper and more of a kick down the door and clear the fucking place out.
What, of vagrants?
No, ghosts.
Good.
No, look, I shit you not. Apparently, the place is haunted. I sent the Phrasmans in there to exercise the place, and they said, "Yep, it's haunted." Then they sealed it and walked away.
There's a haunted tavern
Yeah.
in the Precipice Quarter that the city is trying to sell.
Well, the city wants it occupied because it's in the Precipice Quarter where the festival is going on. So you'll have new house, new business, pretty market things, and then all of a sudden you got this fucking eyesore in the middle of the street. So they either want it occupied and fixed up, or they want to clear it. But if you want to go in there and clear it, we can work out the details of the finances later.
Okay.
I don't... Hey?
I mean, I can try. I
Look,
know some people that might be able to help me.
From what Eyes on Absalom are saying, it sounds like you'll be more than equipped to handle the job. And you're not afraid of a couple of ghosts, are you?
Quintus stammers. No.
Well, I mean, from what I've been told, you've been fighting butchers made of blood and a creature made of poison who was out to destroy the entire city. I think a wee poltergeist won't be an issue for you.
I turn to Parva. Should we?
Who has her head in her hand at this point.
Of course she does. Of course she does.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this always happen to you?
That's pretty much the sentiment you're getting from her, just like
Yep.
fucking every time. But no, Roka is just like, no, one adventurer to the other. I think you can handle it. Or at least I think you'll actually get an answer for me besides, yup, place is haunted.
Parva, I think I can do this. I think I can do this for us.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, right.
Quintus is really good at these.
Right.
Usually,
So I haven't mathed it in yet, but does that sweet cape give me a +2? Is that correct?
you're making, well, this isn't so much making an impression, it's
Okay,
convincing
yeah.
your steady girlfriend that this isn't a terrible idea.
Okay. No, that's fair. So does
Convince
skill
your steady
feats-
girlfriend that yet again you're gonna throw yourself into danger and she should be okay with
Can I
nay.
also use shameless request in that I can downplay the consequences of an outrageous request?
Do you have shameless request?
He
You
does,
fucking
he
do.
does. He's
You
used
absolutely
it so many
can.
times and you never call him on
And I
it.
rolled a 1, but I'm gonna re-roll it because
Yes. That's worth a reroll.
there we go. That's
Much better.
36.
Alright, I will add this to evidence.jpg. This was not a combat roll, and the outcome was better.
Yep.
She shakes her head a little bit and goes, look, honey, I don't doubt that you can do this. I just worry what's gonna happen.
I won't do it alone. We'll be together and we'll do it safely.
Okay.
If my friends will help me.
What kind of fucking question is that? Rose had thrown stuff off a ship for you.
God. Well,
It's funny because he doesn't like the water.
I don't have any ghost touch ruins, but we can see what we can scrounge up. But, I will just say, honey, when I was like, hey, let's get a house together, it was more along the lines of, hey, let's get a house together, not let's get a haunted house that needs extensive renovations and do that.
That neither of us will have time for because... Yep.
But it will be fun.
That is so incredible.
How to convince girlfriend to exercise haunted house.
It'll be
I feel like it's a
Quintus.
Quintus answer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does. It's an
such
absolutely
a good
Quintus
Quintus
answer.
Yeah.
She's like, look, okay, so I guess I'm going to be doing at least most of the renovations. It's fine.
No. We can hire
No
people.
way.
Sorry.
Okay,
I
let's.
have feelings about this.
She turns to Roker and goes, fine, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it. Look, she kind of reaches into a satchel that she has and she pulls out a couple of pieces of paper and goes, as collateral, this is the deed to my smith. It is also in the Precipice Quarter, and it is across the way from a menagerie, so I'm good for the loan, whatever it happens to be.
Wait, you're not putting... Wait, what's this?
But
Okay.
if Quintus is going to clear this place out, then I want a damn good deal. A damn good deal.
Oh, I want to aid.
Yep.
Diplomacy.
You roll
Oh.
diplomacy. She's an NPC. She'll just be aiding you.
Very well. Ugh, Jesus Christ. What is the go?
Where was that extra hero point that he got for guessing the right horde? Right.
You didn't
right?
guess
He
the
got
right
that
one.
Who did?
No one did.
What was the answer?
Who was closest?
Alright, well, I'm giving him a hero point for it'll be fun, because that was excellent role playing.
That was excellent role playing.
If I was GMing, I would have given him a thing for that.
All right, go ahead, re-roll, Quintus.
Alright.
There we go.
You can just give him a point.
Yeah, you know what, Bill? I'm giving you a point.
Someone in chat also just dropped 1,000 channel points and bought a hero.
Oh, that was me.
Which I profoundly appreciate the mighty jungle. Thank you.
That was me.
Ian is
Right,
the mighty
but you're
jungle.
welcome.
Of course it is.
The mightiest of Ians.
Well, with the 36, I think that's the 36.
39.
39?
Yeah.
God, that's weird. Alright, well, Roku goes, you know what? I think we have a deal. And she holds out her hand to shake. We'll do the paperwork and everything else when you've cleared out the haunt. But until then, she holds her hand out. Do you shake it?
Yep, of course.
Well, you and Parva shake on the deal.
Mm-hmm.
You are now under a geese.
No, there is no sparking of energy or anything like that. Roker is not that kind.
The deal has been struck.
I thought you were going to call it Garfield then. So,
Well, I will. If you can provide me with an address, I will investigate and return when I know more.
well, she gives you the address for it. And goes, well, that's easy done then. As I understand it, you can enter the property well and good. Things don't happen until night falls.
Of course. Roger that.
You know,
Nightfall.
as these things go, you know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a very productive meeting. I might be able to hit 2 birds with 1 stone.
Indeed. Indeed. I'm glad that it's fortuitous for both of us.
It's the best kind of deal. Well, I will talk to you two later then. And with that, she stands and, there's
Out.
the goodbyes and
Formalities.
everything else. As soon as you're outside the door, Parva
Mhm.
just kind of punches you in the shoulder and goes, I know I signed up for this, Quintus, but...
I didn't know they were going to offer a haunted house.
No, but you mean... I'm noticing a pattern, that's all.
Could you have at least asked for option 2?
So true.
Look, if we don't take advantage of this, that either means someone else will, or, worst of all, it remains haunted in our neighborhood.
And that will drive property prices down.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's a good
fine.
thing.
That's an odd angle. All right.
Well, she's a property owner in the neighborhood.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true.
In the neighborhood.
Quintus, wrapped up in the
Oh,
excitement
man, I
of
love
the
you.
thing, of the situation, blurts out, "It's important to keep the neighborhood safe. What if we have kids one day?" And then a record screeches, and
Yeah,
we
no,
both
she
sorta look at each
stops.
other.
Um,
I mean, and other kids in the neighborhood and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've just met your brother.
So you get dinner on the way home. It's a long walk.
Okay. Yeah, no, we'll do that.
Good lord.
So,
Excellent. To
What
the
is-
dirty slate.
when is everyone reconvening to discuss this? Next
Sam's
day?
here now.
Pardon?
I'm on a different plane.
All right.
Yes! Halcyon! So, you went off to the embassy.
Yeah, I went off to the embassy. I've never been to the embassy before.
Well, as is the case, most of the embassies for Absalom are in the foreign quarter. A lot happens in the foreign quarter, as you can probably imagine.
Yeah, like fights and stuff.
But finding the embassy is kind of easy, and it has black armored soldiers kind of guarding the gates and everything else like that. As you kind of come up to the gates, though, there's no real argument as they let you in immediately. There's no.
Do I see Tenebrae anywhere?
No. There's no discussion. There's no arguments. They just kind of see you coming. They open up the gates. You're escorted into the building. And you're kind of... Yes? Paranoia?
No, it's fine.
It's fine? You're escorted into the building and you're asked to wait by a very lovely looking dark elven woman, or a drow. And you're not sitting there too long, 10, maybe 15 minutes before Lady Midna comes out.
Is this the one? Wait.
Yeah, this is the lady from that gave you the nice dinner in the Shadow Absalom. In her house. Oh, so long ago. Or not very long ago at all.
That also got shade casted at her in the shadow plane.
Yes, well, I think there was a bit of shade being cast both ways.
Talk shit, get hit.
All right. Nice.
Halcyon. A
Yes.
pleasure to meet you again.
As with you, milady. I was actually coming through this way to meet with you. I would like to return this, as it doesn't belong to me, and I have purposed another tool that is more suited to my current needs.
Oh, you're a good man.
So you proffer the Reaper's Lancet to her?
Correct.
She kind of holds it in her hands for a couple of moments and goes, "You don't have to do this. You could sell it. I might be a little bit a touch upset, but I wouldn't hold it against you."
Yeah, it's not particularly something I want to come across again, as it'll probably find its way into hands of someone that will do it poorly.
Well, this will be returned to our house collection. She kind of holds it tight, and you can see there's almost like a half tear that kind of gathers in the corner of her eye, and she brushes it away quickly. But, thank you for this, but with my recent promotion, I was hoping to have a discussion with you anyway. If we could... She gestures to her office.
Of course.
You were joining. She sits behind her desk.
Quickly, I'm gonna do a perception check for any shade casting individuals.
Yep. Oh, natural 20.
I rolled to spot Marta.
Well, Mata?
Oh no, Marta's back at the
Pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as for your natural 20 with the perception check, things I can tell you. The secretary behind the desk is armed.
Yeah, most people have arms, Matt. That's how it goes.
Oh dear God.
Humanoids.
Goddamn snakes.
Also, there are a couple of shadows in the room. They look thicker than they should.
Nice.
Damn.
She
They
thick,
got
boy?
me thick.
God.
Nice. Fuck me, you're an idiot. Please continue, Matt.
Fucking...
I apologize for my friend. He was dropped a lot as a kid.
God,
No.
We're
That
trying
would
to
have been
do
the
our
electrocution.
We're trying to do our embassy work, but the
Baby
I
shadows.
can't do that with a straight face.
Oh,
New
God.
gentleman's club. The shadows be thick here.
Oh God. The shadows aren't natural.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
less
yeah.
impressive then.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a little bit of extra magic going on, and you can kind of tell that this isn't just a case of, you know, objects blocking sunlight. You can absolutely tell that there's at least one shadow that's not supposed to be there at all. That said, considering her position in Shadow Absalom, this isn't that unusual. This is an embassy after all, and you haven't seen much in the way of proper guards once you've actually entered. But, do you go into the office?
I do.
Well, she bids you to take a seat as she sits down at her desk. As I stated, I've been meaning to talk to you, Halcyon. I got the impression from you at the dinner party that you're... like myself and many of the individuals you've no doubt encountered on your way here, akin to the shadow, good at not being seen.
Yes, one tends to need access to shadows and losing people's attention. is-
Subterfuge.
Yes,
Yeah.
and not so many words.
I have been doing some investigation of my own, and she just kind of palms a couple of pieces of paper. And you do have something of a reputation in the city, if you know where to ask.
Yes, sadly, my work with Star Watch is not gone unnoticed.
Hoping you haven't completely retired from that.
Come again?
I'd like to hire you for a job, Halcyon.
Go on.
Now, I don't have an awful lot of money, but I do have various knickknacks that are well worth their price. She unhooks a brooch from her blouse containing a dark, very black gemstone, and she puts it down on the desk.
You
My-
could say she just pulled it out of her pocket, Matt, but no.
It's a brooch. Brooches don't get.
She's unbuttoning stuff now, is she?
No, it's a brooch. Brooches go on a blouse. They don't go in the pocket. Then there's no point to them. Jeez, get your minds out of the gutter. She puts it down in the desk.
No, I refuse. My mind it worked really hard to be in the gutter, Matt.
I mean,
Yeah.
Rose, you're currently in the
Fuck you.
puddles.
Don't shame me for putting. This is Ian talking.
I'm gonna get in the gutter and I'm gonna splash around and like it.
Exactly.
Oh dear God. I have a joke for you. My praises tell me that that's worth at least 1,000 gold pieces in local currency.
Indeed.
I need some files from a location. But before we start going to details, are you actually interested? I don't wish to discuss the details of this without an assurance that you'll go forward with it. It's sensitive and discretion is necessary.
I'm definitely interested. It's more of a matter of objective. But yes, I will commit to this for now.
Well, theoretically, it shouldn't take more than a night's work. I just need you to break into one of the local archives, one of the city archives.
Okay.
And I need the details or the files or a copy thereof of the school records for Absalom, going back at least 50 years.
Ghoul records?
Yes,
Okay.
and that's it. If you could do it without being detected, all the better, but otherwise, I just kind of need those records for some things that I'm looking into. Can you do this? Will you do this for me?
This doesn't sound particularly difficult, but sure.
Well,
I know a bird that would be interested in this.
a bird?
Yes. Quite adept at hiding things.
Oh, well, if you wish to bring anyone else in on this job, then by all means, but I trust your judgment, discretion, however. And the local government should not know about this.
Bit late for that, isn't it?
Well, I'm only recently an ambassador here, but if you can get these files for me in quick order and without being detected, then the brooch is yours. I'm told they should be in the local archives. Each of the districts has one, and apparently for the foreign quarter it should have most of the details that you'll need.
What do I know about the archives in the foreign quarters, Matt?
Give me a roll. Society roll. Lore would do it as well in a pinch.
That's terrible, but I know people I can ask this question to.
So you're just gonna stick with that natural one for a 20?
Yeah, I don't know
Alright.
anything about the archives. Because why would I be stealing books? I can't fence books, Matt.
Well, I mean, if they're rare enough. But you do have a good point. She goes, so, do we have an accord?
Yes, roughly how heavy or large are these files? You said they span back 50 years.
Roughly. I'm not sure how big or heavy they are. But I also know that you're quite resourceful.
On occasion.
So, I'm sure that you can figure out some way to do it. If you need any extra equipment, we can try to organize that. But once again, speed and discretion. Give me a perception check.
Another one.
Yes, another one. Don't be a baby.
Okay.
Just from the general cadence and the way that she's holding herself, she definitely seems... Her request seems to be bearing with it a lot more fear than you would expect there to be for something like this. Like, she seems legitimately scared someone's going to find out.
Yeah, she's literally told a police officer that she wants to steal books from the local archives.
You're not a police officer. Sorry.
Hang on, do I actually have the Star Watch badge in my inventory? No.
No,
I should,
well, there you
but
go.
I don't. I should have it here. It's not here. No. Not there.
Now, as it's understood, if you are successful in this, then there might be more work for you in the future. In a non-official capacity, of course.
Yes, hopefully that doesn't overlap with my current work.
Well, no, I do not want to get in the way of your current work. Your current work is very important, or so I'm told.
Relatively important. It prevents people from dying, I guess.
Yes, well. Unless there was something else, Halcyon? She stands up in a bit of a show, her black silken dress kind of flowing. But she holds out her hand.
I grab her, I stand up, take her hand, give it a firm shake. I shall take a look at these books then and return them to you. You wouldn't happen to have a library card, would you?
Library card.
I have not been issued with one yet.
Maybe
But-
ask your parents.
I'll check with the bookworms.
I don't think a library card would be the issue. And with that, she kind of bids you goodbye, and you can go on your merry way. Now, if you want to handle all this off stream, we can absolutely do that.
You're not even gonna ask for help from Lenore? You know she's down.
I literally said, I
Yeah,
know a
it's true.
bird.
Know a bird. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So if you
But
want
I
to go and
never
ask
know if
lore,
Australians mean bird or bird.
you just said the same
In
word
context,
twice.
Ian. She's literally helped me steal money from a man who was
It's
trying to run a
true.
casino.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh,
It
no,
is
bird.
very
She's
true.
a good Sheila.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Yeah. We 60-year-old yubbers.
Ah. But yes, if you want to ask Lenore about that, you absolutely can. But I think everyone is asleep and resting for the evening.
Yeah.
But If no one has anything else to do, we'll just kind of fast forward it to the next day.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
The next morning comes. What are people doing? Quintus, I think you have something you particularly want to do.
I would like to pull down on my right earlobe and say, hello? Hello, is anyone there?
No response.
Yep.
Hello? Hang on a minute. I go outside and stand in the middle of the road because clearly I have bad reception in the ironworks.
For fuck's sake.
I'll pull my ear down again. Hello? There is a
No
small
response.
street urchin. He's like, yes, sir. No, not you.
You do not get a response.
I don't really know where the detective is or how to find the detective, but I figure someone else will. I'm pretty sure I know where to find Rose, and I don't really know where to find Halcyon, actually.
No, it really
And
does.
you never will.
No. I
Fucking
am going
vigilantes.
to head off after breakfast.
Yep.
I still have some leftover buckwheat slate porridge from the dirty slate.
Yeah.
Get it now.
478.
That's
Hey,
a lot.
if you click on it, there's a full description and everything.
Don't worry, I will be.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna head over to the puddles.
All right. Well, getting a rickshaw and everything else, you get to the puddles pretty quickly. You're going straight to see Rose?
Yeah.
Well, Rose, you're woken up by a knocking.
Coming! Coming! Trick, is that you?
No, it's Quintus.
Coming! Oh, for fuck's sake, just open it!
It's unlocked in the puddles, because that's a good idea.
I think there's a chair behind the door.
Oh, for
Hang
fuck's
on.
sake. No! No, don't break it!
You kind of
I-
push and heave
I
against the
gently
door.
Put
Yeah.
my shoulder into the door and just
No.
like not like impactfully, just slow, gradual pressure and try and torque the door open.
It works.
A rustling and pile of debris falls that was carefully stacked against the door the night before. I poke my
single-
head in.
Dry erase marker falls onto your pristine... Wait, we don't have those.
No, you don't.
But it falls onto your chest, and suddenly you're covered in a thick cloud of white.
Just like a pile of chalk somewhere.
It's not what it looks like. Wait, it is what it looks like.
It's absolutely what it looks like.
It looks like you're a kleptomaniac.
I have someone staying with me.
Who also appears to not be here at the moment.
She's out right now. Is Trick a she?
Yeah.
Okay, good. She's out right now.
Do I think Rose made an imaginary person up to cover for their hoarding and stealing? Or do I believe Rose? With
It's
a
hard to
perception
say
check
with-
of 20 second. 20 second? 27.
27? It's hard to tell with Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this doesn't seem like his general behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't
Yeah,
help that Lenore's
It
section...
is hard to define Rose's general behavior with the amount of weird things that has happened to Rose in the last month.
Yeah, no, he's
No.
been going through some changes recently.
Hey. Voice in my head, be nice.
I take another glance at the rest of the room, and I notice this, the well-maintained empty corner, free of the piles of things with the crook and shiny objects on it.
Yep.
And I sort of get the feeling that, well, if Lenore is okay with it,
If she's
I
fine, it's
sort of
fine.
yeah, I sort of shrug.
Eh.
We
This is fine. It's fine.
yeah, I have some news. If
Yes, what's the news?
I have found a lead on a house.
Okay.
For me to live in.
But... Oh,
But apparently it's haunted.
Okay, well, you have my attention. Why do we care about the haunted house? Is it
If
Halloween
we-
already?
If we clear the haunted house, I think they're going to cut me a good deal on it.
Oh, okay, sure. And that's a good thing, yes?
I grow tired at sleeping at the Edgewatch barracks.
Why not just rent a room in a nice part of town?
Quintus, he
Yeah.
says that, and then you kind of look around the room.
I mean, ideally, I'd probably maybe stay at Parva's house, but her house is more sort of set up for one person, you know?
Oh, you're serious then?
I think so.
Grew up so fast.
Okay. Cool. Yes. Of course. Whatever I can do to help. Shall we phone an exorcist? No, of course not. I am the exorcist.
Apparently,
today?
they sent the church to have a look at it, and they decided to chain the gates and call it condemned.
Okay. Chorus is masquerading as a little girl today. Well, Chorus is a little. Doesn't matter. Chorus and Nora are out right now. But when they return, maybe we'll send for the others.
Brilliant. Have you had
go ahead.
breakfast yet?
No, I haven't. Shall we go get some?
Please.
Quintus, this is going to be a very strange thing to ask, but did you get your ear pierced?
No? Yes? Did I?
It just looks incredibly red.
Like you've been pulling on it or something. Fucking.
I tried to talk to you this morning, but I don't know.
Ah, that only works when I cast a spell.
Well, how do you know that I'm doing it if... Oh, Quintus, like, puts his forehead in the palm of his hand.
So normally we have non-magical ears, right? And non-magical ears
sure.
can't transmit. But when I cast the spell, suddenly we have magical ears, and then we can transmit to each other.
But when I pull down my ear, how do you know that you have to cast the spell?
No, I
Then
can't.
we would need another communication device so that I could tell you to cast the spell, so that then I could do the thing.
Is
It's
this a
just too
Kings Valley?
complicated.
Is this a Kings Valley problem joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as it's not a trolley problem.
All right. So I cast the spell once, and then we have magical ears for 1 day.
Right.
Okay.
Um.
You don't get it, do you? Or do you?
You didn't cast it today.
No.
Okay.
So therefore, I can only cast it when everyone is together. I think. I'm not sure.
Oh god, you're not sure.
I think it has to be 5 present and willing participants.
You
So
have
we
the
have
spell.
to be in the same spot. Past
Yes.
it to be able
Yes.
to talk to each other when
Yes.
we're away from each
Exactly.
other. I guess it works sometimes then. Quintus
You're
shrugs
not
and he says,
wrong,
I'll
so-
try tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's just yeah. Let's just
Yep.
Yeah. Breakfast.
Well,
Breakfast.
in the interest of time,
You hear some tapping at the window of the other apartment room.
Oh, do I? Quintus,
Hmm.
could you stay here a moment and wait for Chorus and Lenore? I've got to go. Be right back. And I head across into the other room.
Quintus finds a small but oddly organized pile of stage wigs.
Incredible. Yes. Go on.
and Starts trying them on.
Nice.
Uh,
Who's there? Come out.
well, Sam, Halcyon,
I
who's
don't-
tapping on the window.
Can he see the window?
Well, he goes
Like,
into the next room.
Yeah, but there are mounds and stuff.
No. The
No,
other
the
room,
other
the
room's
other room is
clear.
pretty clear. The other room is pretty clear yet.
He has
I
to
thought
give
you
it
were
a
staying
trip.
in a separate room to Trip.
No. The first room is completely cluttered, and when that fills up, I will offer it to Trip. have offered its trip. Because I'm a pushover.
Rose is a pushover. You're fine, Ian.
Let's
You see a
You have
pigeon at the window.
okay.
A pigeon.
A ghostly pigeon, an animal messenger pigeon.
No, just a pigeon.
Okay.
It's
I
still
would like
tapping the window.
All right. Well, I will open the window.
You see a small bit of paper
you
wrapped
don't
up and
have a
tied to its
firearm.
leg.
I would like to read the small piece of paper.
Oh god.
After checking for traps. Fuck this. I already made a mistake once. All right. I read the piece of paper.
All right. When you pull the piece of paper off, I need you to
No.
roll a reflex save.
It
Okay.
explodes. You
I
know
will
what
roll a reflex
Lenore would
save.
say if she knew you were
Yeah.
cavorting with pigeons.
I got a 34.
All right. There was a strong breeze of wind. You narrowly avoid a piece of leafage falling into your eye. Well done.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. All right. What
Smiley.
does the piece of paper say?
I need to borrow your bird, H.
To the point.
I would like to send a message back saying this really works the other way around.
The bird's already
R.
gone. As soon as you take the message, it flies away. It's just a normal bird.
Fuck. It really. All right, fine then. To the air and to the world at large, I mutter under my breath. It really doesn't work that way. And then I will turn around and head back to Quintus.
Well-
Through my telepathic bond with Lenore, I will send a little tug at her. Not urgent, but I'll send a little tug.
She will come at her earliest convenience.
And next, yeah, well, yes, exactly. Her earliest slight convenience. At her leisure, really. I'll just kind of pass the paper, the paper over to her, and I'm like, I think it's time for your yearly checkup, Lenore. And she'll go, oh, is it, dearie? Now that's fascinating. All right, well, look after Poppet for the rest of the day. I'm off. Ta-ta, Quintus. Ta-ta, Rosie. And she'll flit.
Well, Lenore and Halcyon, you'll meet up pretty quickly, because you know where you are. So, Halcyon, ask your questions of Lenore.
Right. Lenore, I may need your assistance obtaining some documents from the foreign quarter of a particular
yes?
night. Would you be able to assist me with this?
Absolutely, I would. I'm always honored to assist an experienced thief such as yourself.
Larceny.
Shall we say 2/3 and a third?
Sadly, it doesn't really work that way.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's a single item.
Which one of us could then vend and exchange for goods and services?
Yes, I was more so planning on utilizing said item.
Then you can give me the equivalent of a third. Fine then, Halcyon. What are you willing to pay for my admittedly non-meager services?
Continued upkeep of your steward and yourself. Alternatively, I
Works
can
on Rosie.
allow
me.
Rose to burn up and you can stay on his shoulder and see how fried crow tastes.
Diddy, I've seen the end of 1,000 different timelines, and I'm living in the one where he doesn't burn. So truly, you have no threats that can touch Rosie, that I'm even
Challenge
beginning
accepted.
to be worried about.
I'm not threatening Rose. Why would I be threatening Rose?
So there's nothing you can promise me then?
Not really.
Then you'll have to ask nicely.
No.
That's why I sent the messenger. Did you not get it?
You called me his bird.
Yes, did you not attack the pigeon?
No, I didn't get the pigeon. You sent it to Rose, as if I'm some kind of bot animal.
Oh, were you not with him?
No, of course not. I was out with Poppet. Sorry, chorus. God.
Oh. Well, I sent it for you. He must not have told you. Anyways,
Halcyon, say
were you wanting to
please.
assist or not?
Say please.
Oh, please, could you assist me?
Absolutely, I will. Good boy. Of course. Of course. Let's go. Goodness sake. We leaving now?
Not immediately. I'll be taking a peek on my own time, and then I'll let you know when we're ready to go.
Wonderful. All right. Sounds good. I assume we're not telling anyone.
Not on this instance.
Okay. Do we have contingency plans?
Or
Failure? Getting caught?
we're borrowing a book.
Borrowing. Borrowing such a lovely word, isn't it? Sounds an awful lot like stealing if you take out most of the letters and put others in.
All right.
Precisely.
Okay.
Worst
All
case
right.
scenario, it goes missing. Or I'm utilizing it for an Star Watch investigation.
Okay.
Yes, the badge has to come in use sometime, doesn't it?
All right. Sure. I'll filch everything that I can use off of Rosie, and you let me know when you need me.
Worst case scenario, I'm sure we can get the detective to intimidate someone on our behalfs.
Let's not. That woman gives me the heebie-jeebies. And I've had lunch with a Dayfon.
Matt,
don't
what's a
get that.
Dayfon?
Yeah, I don't get that reference.
It's like a Hindu culture boogeyman, kind of like the Wabbajock or whatever that thing's called.
The Jabberwock?
Jabberwocky.
Whatever
Jab-
whatever the thing was that the Australian horror movie got made about.
The Babadook?
Fun yips.
Babadook. There you go.
There you
It's
go.
like the Indian version of the Babadook.
Wow. See, you learn something new every day. It's cool.
Not
It's
gonna
fun.
lie,
Love it.
for a second there I thought you were talking about Jabberwocks, and that was not Australian. in the
No.
slightest.
It's like the Indian version of the Babadook. All right. Yes. Anyway, and I have breakfast with the Dayfon.
Well, so does everyone get together eventually?
I don't know.
Sure.
No one told me about Quintus'
Again.
thing yet.
Well, eventually, I'm sure Rosie.
Yeah.
I'll send a little tug to Lenore, and she'll be like, "Rosie wants me for something important. Are you coming, Halcyon? Twickenham, Doctor,
Sure. I'll come too.
Whichever name
Rogue.
you're using today.
whichever name you're using today." All right, wonderful. From the look on Quintus's face, something good has happened, so he'll be insufferable.
Fucking
Interesting
mean.
way to phrase it.
Fucking mean. Alright.
Oh, don't be. He's the only reason Rose stays alive.
I mean, you
like
know
I
how-
said.
Reason.
No, believe me, I've seen the timelines. 43 of them. It's Quintus. Well,
Who kills
all
him?
except once.
God, three-eyed crow over here.
Does she
So,
have three eyes now?
Her third eye opened up. And then closed again.
so, who's getting in contact with the dear detective?
How do we get in contact with the dear detective?
Where is
Yeah,
the
no,
dear
fuck you
detective?
guys.
Red rumors in the paper. That usually gets her attention.
Stand in the bright sun and then talk at the ground.
You're a dick. You're a creative dick, but you're still a dick.
Oh God, talk about throwing shade.
Hey,
Oh,
you happy
that's
with
good.
yourself?
That's good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, you do that, and Mara appears behind you like goddamn bloody
Zuzu.
Mary.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Quintus, you did said the detective appears behind you. Well,
Ah,
or she
good.
was always there.
mm-hmm. Yes, possibly. Tenebrae snakes through my legs. Oh, detective. Oh, well, it looks like the band's back together.
Sure. It's been a whole night, but yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's been like
Go
12
off.
hours.
Breakfast? Breakfast?
Breakfast.
We head to the IHOP.
The IHOP.
You know that's the International House of Awful, right?
Yeah, the
Sounds about
the
right.
menu's been updated.
Okay. It's intestines, horse, awful, and then pancakes. But it's
Oh.
run by kobolds. They only serve the pancakes to visiting dragons.
Surely
I see.
surely the horse is not permitted due to the centaurs having an issue with it, right?
I don't know. You come up with a better thing for the H then. Actually, don't. You probably
Haggis.
will. There you go. I thought you might.
I mean, haggis has to exist, doesn't it?
Intestine, haggis, which is basically
It's like
Intestine.
it'll
Yeah,
be
intestine, haggis, offal, and pancakes.
Ochagoth.
there you go.
Haggis
all
or
all
something.
3 versions of it. All
Well
in one.
done. Well done, Sam.
Congratulations, you created something awful.
Thanks. I hate it.
Let
Yeah.
us not go to IHOP. Tis a silly
It's a silly place. What is that from?
Monty Python Holy Grail.
Monty
Is that
Python.
Monty Python? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Let us not go to Camelot.
Tis a silly place.
So, all of you gather at the IHOP and have your breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And Quintus informs you about the haunted house building.
Yes. The haunted tavern in the Precipice Quarter.
Mata breaks out in laughter.
It's
What's so
Ghosts aren't
funny?
real.
What do you mean ghosts aren't real, dearie? We've seen them.
No, they're not.
Explain. Explain yourself right now, young lady.
What's there to explain?
Ghosts are real.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
ghosts?
They're... No.
Then explain what ghosts are, because ghosts are definitely a thing.
They're just, like, these guys.
What about those skeletons we fought?
Oh, skeletons are hella real.
There could be skeletons in there.
Everyone has skeletons. Not everyone has ghosts.
But that you just admitted that some people have ghosts.
No, not everyone.
They're
'Cause
not real.
I'm
Detective-
confused as what the detective is trying to convey here.
100% following.
Look,
What did
we're
you
gonna-
say?
We're gonna go to this place, bad things are gonna happen, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's ghosts, but it's not ghosts.
What is it then? Vampires?
No, it's just ghosts aren't real, so...
Property developers. Always property
Next, you're gonna say silly things like birds aren't real. Who are you?
Detective, do I need
hello?
to remind you, you do not have the unmasked special ability.
See, the real one that did it was...
It was Ruka's stone sword all along.
Yep.
That's gonna be great. I'm so looking forward to this.
Okay.
Not a single ghost.
Lots of ghosts.
0 ghosts.
Apparently the church thinks it's haunted.
See?
Just because the church is wrong on most things doesn't mean the church is wrong about everything.
Okay.
That's the
It's not like the
Fresno.
church said that it was haunted and then said that they should just keep it. They said it was haunted and they don't want to deal with it.
So the church that deals with, like, the ghosts and the spookums
Mm.
was like, nah.
Yeah.
That's
How-
stupid.
How could ghosts not be real if there's an entire church like dedicated to them?
To be fair, an
Oh,
animated
wow.
reminder of your immortality is quite frightening.
Oh, wow, a church that might be not telling the full truth. Wow.
Look, I'm just saying. that
Detective,
maybe...
did someone shit in your cereal this morning?
Wait,
We're
they have-
having breakfast in IHOP. It's completely...
They have cereal here?
Yes, it's little checks of bone flake.
Ooh, yum.
Pretty sure they have
Lots,
porridge.
They also have pancakes.
But yeah, no, let's do this.
All right, cool.
You say pancakes and the kobolds immediately hide the pancakes.
They just
I
keep
saw
a,
that.
like a cooked pile of pancakes on offer all the time, but tell
Just in
everyone
case.
that they're sold out
Yeah.
all the time.
Just in case
Like
the dragon just walks in.
assholes.
Alright, who's ready to go to this place?
Yeah.
I know I'm fucking am.
Let's do it. Apparently, it's only 5 spooky for me at nighttime.
Because of the complete lack of ghosts.
Everyone should be coming over.
Hey, Quintus?
See it. Yep.
Hey, Quintus.
Yep.
What the fuck, dude? It looks
What?
like a cyclone went through this place. Why are you buying this?
Well, apparently it's going to be really cheap.
This is a trash hole.
Look,
Oh, cultism checking going. Keep going.
we could put a chaise lounge over here, and maybe... Alright, those stairs are clearly broken, but Just think about it.
What else was on offer that you decided that this was a yes?
Well, I didn't really get to the other offers.
Quintus,
They said I could fight my way to house ownership, so I was pretty keen.
I hate how much that makes sense for you.
So, I mean, with the 22, a
I
natural
know
one.
the answer, by the way. So tell me my new reality.
So you your new reality?
Yeah, I know the answer.
Look, your
Detective might be right.
yeah, no, look, the detective is right. There is no such thing as ghosts.
No.
What they tend to be is just elemental spirits that are kind of trying to cross over into the material plane, but not quite getting there. So it's not so much ghosts, it's just like an air elemental or a fire elemental or one of the other ones from the elemental planes just trying to breach through and it just doesn't happen.
That's not. See,
What's up?
talks about things that contradict things Lenore has said because that doesn't go well for him. So
Why
Rose
is
will be
there- Yeah.
keeping quiet about this information.
It's why skeletons tend to have like the glowing eyes. It's because they're possessed by fire spirits.
Makes sense.
I will figure out a way to best use this information.
What could possibly go wrong? I know what the creatures that lie in here. So, who was
Look, I
ready
can
for
see
some?
it now. Just a bit of a rake here, and get rid of the broken wagon there.
Detective,
So,
you can absolutely see on the second floor. There's a broken wagon on the roof.
hey, Quintus?
Yeah.
Quintus.
Mm.
You've got, this place has wagon roof. It's kind of, it's not one of those things you want in a house. I'm just letting you know that.
Huddle, please.
But it's on the roof, right?
Also, he probably should have picked up some sea invisibility. Lenore, what do you know about ghosts?
This might go better.
Would
But
we be picking up sea invisibility before we come here? In the evening, which it is not, because you can clearly see that it's not evening.
sea invisibility would be very helpful. Most ghosts, as far as Lenore knows, are, well, they can turn invisible. It's just part of their standard retinue of abilities and things that they can do.
Alright. Well, are we going to come back with sea invisibility and other ghostly shit now, or are we going to suffer the 50% mischance?
Does anyone want this? I pull out the
The
sword
pendant.
I'm good. I could just fireball this place if you want me to. And...
So, detective,
So,
to be clear, the goal is to use the place afterwards, not burn it to the ground.
Mata
Ideally.
looks around. I genuinely think my way might be cheaper
I mean,
and
Well, then you-
faster.
Well, then you've obviously never done property development, have you?
I haven't. No.
Foundations are a bitch.
Wait, I absolutely have. Shit.
Have you? Well, then foundations are a bitch. Starting over sucks.
Oh, I mean, the fire wouldn't affect the foundation.
You've never seen oak pillars burn unless it's sunk. There's no concrete here.
Oh, right.
The oak pillars that are sunk would burn.
Oh, okay, fine.
You ever seen a candle? Things do burn downwards.
Yeah, no,
Just-
I've seen
okay.
candles before.
Alright,
Lenore,
cool.
thanks.
Good. Mrs. Ghosts aren't real.
I mean, look. Hello, ghosts! Anybody See, they're not here. They're not real.
Detective, I dare you
so tempted.
to spend a single night.
Oh,
If
God.
ghosts aren't real, I
Oh,
dare you to
yes.
spend a single night alone in this mansion.
Okay.
If you do,
Yep.
she can't talk because Rose has his mouth around her beak and she's just going.
No, listen, Lenore,
Quintus
my
excitedly
friend
looks over
Lenore.
everyone. Sleepover?
You know as well as I do that even if, on the off chance that ghosts are real, if I'm in there, I'm the scariest thing in there.
I mean,
Rose goes, yes, but do they know that?
Oh, they will.
If ghosts
Wow.
are real.
Come on, everybody. This is gonna be fun.
No, we're coming back with. Okay, fine. Yep.
So, does anyone want some box text, or
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we want some box text.
We always want box text.
Motherfucking what we're here for.
No, I want to back up and see invisibility.
You see before a broken building. What once could have been a very upscale bar now lies ruined. Years have played their part, with dust, cobwebs, and detritus littering the entire area. Signs of habitation are present, but brief. Never more than a night and never anything more. Regardless, though, the building has good bones, with strong foundations and a solid frame, giving it a general sense of a body in repose, slowly deteriorating, and destined to leave behind a skeleton of its former self. So,
Cool.
All right, consumables.
Look at this space. It would make a kick-ass forge. It's full of mushrooms,
Scrolls.
but that's fine.
so
4 times 12.
someone's getting their spell components together.
48 GP.
Marta,
Hey,
give me a perception check.
Lenore wings it, by the way. How close are we to like the market district?
23. Let's try Tenebrae.
Depending on what you're after,
I just want 4 scrolls
33.
of sea invisibility.
that's pretty easy to do.
12 GP each.
Tenebrae, for one thing, notices that there's something that's been attached to the door of the second floor. Like, there's some stairs here going up. And he notices that someone has pinned a note to the door.
Tenebrae will go grab the note and bring it down to everyone else.
It doesn't budge.
What? I'm sorry?
He can inform you that it's been magically fused to the door.
Oh. Tenebrae reads it out loudly to everyone.
Madam, it says, sealed by order of the Church of Pharasma. May the sins of the past be absolved with time.
Any of us
So-
know about any sins that have been committed here?
Society check.
Oh, okay.
Or if you got a knowledge Absalom. Underworld law will also work.
What we got? I got some underworld lore.
That's a 3
Ah.
from me.
That's a 3 for 22.
You know what? Hey, Rose has underworld lore. Let's do it.
Oh wow, is no one going to succeed on this?
Shut up.
Unlike 2 of our party members, I only get 1 roll to check these things.
I got a 29 on
That's the
Society.
highest.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know anything about this place in specifically, but just from a general looking from the outside, there is you get the feeling that people kind of come and go from here.
Mm-hmm.
So, underworld figures who need to hide out for the night.
Yep.
Considering its position and its reputation, it would be a really tempting target, honestly.
Makes sense.
You know, just find a quiet place where you can hole up.
God, there's more around here.
I'm gonna go inside.
Gonna go inside? Right.
Yep.
Wait, detective. What about the
Oh.
elementals?
No, Marta, don't. You'll be afraid.
Thank you for your concern, Halcyon. It's fine.
Your fur concern.
I'm gonna laugh if she gets fucking trounced. It'll be so amusing.
Oh my, it's seen better days.
I believe this is what they say in your vulgar parlance, a fixer-upper.
I mean, to say the least. So, with the doors to the front broken off their hinges,
Oh my god.
it seems like the wind.
Quintus like picks the bottom half of the door up and tries to put it back on the thing.
Yeah. Mm.
Quintus, I could just pew pew pew. Whoosh. Everything's fine.
The goal is to have the house.
This is barely a house.
I
Though,
think you
that said, the dried leaves that kind of littered the inside of this place would make it easy for kindling.
don't give Marta ideas.
I'm going to imbibe an eagle eye elixir.
Yep.
Look, it just needs a bit of a sweep, and all these broken chairs removed, and all the broken pottery,
The
And
broken
you-
bottles.
All the carriages,
And new
it needs to
doors.
be weeded.
and get rid of all the wagons. Look, it has so much potential. Think of the location.
Like potential to cause staph infections, maybe.
You can wear gloves.
Wow. So, Quintus, detective, perception checks.
Active,
Yes.
hidden.
Six for this aren't particularly high. Oh, wow, okay.
Okay.
Jesus.
It's like that, is it?
Halcyon, catch. Actually, fuck. Hang on.
If
So-
anyone's still injured, you should probably heal yourself to full.
Yeah, no, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
over
that's
now.
true.
But, Eagle Eye Elixir, what are you checking
did
out,
that-
Halcyon?
Why did that pop now? Oh, because I hit enter. Let's consume that. That's no longer in my thing. That's annoying.
It is a little bit annoying. I'd like for like a 0 option to be there for consumables, but
Well, I hit enter after editing my health to take me back up to full.
Yeah.
And it's like, here, use the item. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
so what are you checking out, Halcyon?
I'm gonna go up to the door and see if it's something that I can unlock or possibly undo.
All right. Well, give me a perception check.
Perception.
You're checking for traps and stuff.
Add 2 onto that number for trap relevant stuff.
All right.
No, I think that's 3 now. Continue on, anyways.
You check the door out. The door seems to be magically sealed. It's not locked. You check the door handle for it, and it doesn't appear to be actually locked. You can turn it quite fine. Just the door doesn't budge. Looking at the writ, it does seem like this has been magically sealed of some sort. So this wouldn't exactly be a case of lock picking, but breaking magic.
Do I have any arcane hammers in my thieves' toolkit?
So this is the church. They've put the equivalent of like police tape on it, but some sort of magical like
Oh god!
trick magic item. Yes.
You gotta give it a shot.
Fuck the divine.
Yeah.
Bruce will try his arcane hammer.
That's a
That's
pass.
so good.
All right. 20 plus 17. It's a pass. I don't even think I can fail. I can't. Only on a natural one.
What item are you trying to trick?
I'm tricking scrolls.
Oh.
I'm tricking 4 scrolls of sea invisibility. That's the 3 of that's 2 of us done, and then I'll come in and see like, Quintus, come here.
Rose, look, this door works.
Yes, that's fairly good. Turn around. Close your eyes.
Yes. Unquestioningly follow your instructions.
Good boy. Detective,
Hmm?
I just kind of tap you on the back of the head. Close your eyes.
Okay.
You're facing away from me, so I have no idea if you've closed your eyes or not. But I tap you on the back of the head and hit you with the sea invisibility. Now let's put that in chat real quick.
As you're
Yes,
casting,
please.
as you're casting this spell, Rose,
Oh,
Well-
whoa.
everyone can pretty much see this. A new landscape is starting to come into view.
God, I'm so glad that I went and grabbed those.
What is going on?
And with the spell cast, the tavern looks as new.
Right, that was a quick fixer-upper then.
See, Marta, detective. You
Fresh tables,
needed a bit of vision.
chairs. The lanterns are well lit. There's a man standing behind the bar, and he's
What?
just kind of busying himself with his work. The stage curtains are red and plush. The fire is well lit and looks comforting and warm.
Detective, is that an
Yes.
elemental? Yes.
What did you do?
I cast see invisibility on all of us because Lenore told me to.
Excuse me. Man behind the bar there.
The guy who's just kind of just wiping away at a glance and just grumbling to himself kind of goes, "Sorry, can you hear me? What? Sorry.
Yeah, sir, why are you
What?
invisible?
Not invisible. I'm really confused.
You and us all.
They say when you find a place that you like, you'd see a vision of it in the future, but I didn't think it'd be this real. I can see a bartender.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Oh, this is very awkward. So we're technically not open yet. You're not supposed to be able to get in here yet.
Are we early?
We open at midnight.
Oh my god, man, I love you.
Sir, are you aware you're
Oh.
legally here on this property?
Matt. Matt.
What?
Oh, so good.
It's not illegal. I own the place.
Ah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I locked the doors as well.
Hang on a minute. I pull out my
Formal writ.
yeah, the piece of paper. I'm like, it's this, and I jot off the address.
Yeah, no, that's the right address.
Oh, we are in the right place.
Quintus, who are you talking to?
So I do a double take, point at the bar. The bartender?
Oh. Are there people here?
Yes.
What? I've only used 3 of the scrolls.
Oh yeah, Bill knows that.
Okay. I didn't think there was much of a point of using all of them, considering we're going to be coming back here later.
There's a bartender, barkeep. What's your name?
Edfrin. Edfrin
Edfrin's
Willows.
behind the bar. He said that the bar doesn't open until midnight. We have to come back later.
Why is Edfin invisible?
Edfrin, why are you invisible?
And is he an elemental?
I already asked him. that.
Rose,
He
he's
said he
not
wasn't.
invisible. I can see him.
I'm not invisible. I'm
He
here.
also said
Hi.
he's not invisible.
Are you an elemental?
No, I'm a
Right,
bartender.
elemental spirit.
This is my bar.
This place is a shithole. Why is this your bar?
He just kind of looks around his bar, aghast, and you can tell that there's a lot of love and care that's gone into this place. The floors are polished and shined. The tables and the chairs are in pristine condition. The
What are you talking
stage
about,
area
Rose? This
itself
looks
is
really nice.
beautiful.
Can you shift me back to the other one? Somehow? No, don't worry about it. What do you mean? The chairs and tables are all over the place. The floor has been destroyed. The cups and tables are all gone.
Sir,
Rose's perspective.
sir,
Mm-hmm.
what's the date today, sir?
Just say current day or not current day, Matt. We don't have time.
He does not say the correct date.
How far off is he though?
Oh, about 100 years.
Okay.
Cool. Mhm,
Yep.
mhm.
Yep.
Hey, Mata, give me a society check.
Yeah, okay. That thing. Oh, Why is this not working now?
I'm sorry, Matt. I told you what to do again. I've been trying not to do that. Please forgive.
27.
Tell
which is
him
Amada.
everything. He doesn't run this game.
24. 27.
Yeah, look, it's a date. Unless you got something specific for history.
Nah. Shadow law.
Halcyon, you're in on this conversation. I know you have society.
I do have Socrates.
Give it a shot. Let's see if you can
Let's.
see the shadows
It's
on
gonna
the
be
wall.
a 22, I reckon. Shit.
Well,
35.
You were wrong. He kind of rings off the dates here. It's the day before the last Radiant Siege.
Last Radiant Siege.
Of course
It
it is.
it destroyed the Precipice Quarter before they were able to push back the forces of Tabafon, the Whispering Tyrant.
Oh. That's the
Ro-
guy that destroyed Last Wall.
That
Rose,
is in
I think
fact.
we're doing one of those time warp things.
Ah, okay.
Again.
Nice.
Do you need
It's
me?
just a jump to the left.
Detective, do you need me? Or shall I just stay here?
I mean, what? Where would you go otherwise?
Well, what?
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 Hey, look, this is all very interesting, but like I said,
No,
we're not
I'm
actually
sorry, but
open
it's
at the
not.
moment.
So, I just want to make one thing clear here.
Are you
Again?
talking to yourself?
No, I'm talking to you, Rose. I'm looking directly at you. Learn how to conversate.
Wow.
Sorry.
Conversate?
It's not ghosts because they're not real. It's time magic, which is
Okay.
absolutely a thing.
I thought it was elementals, but if you say it's time magic, I'll assume it's time magic.
No, it's just like I guess we're 100 years in the past or some bullshit. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Wait, what is that? Did I buy? Oh shit! I'm sorry. I bought a bad scroll.
Quintus, you fall for the chair.
I see.
I'm so sorry, detective. I didn't mean to.
It's all good.
Forgive
Time
me.
magic's pretty cool, so
Okay. Forgive me.
I forgive you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
God.
I'll go send Lenore away for more scrolls of sea invisibility. I'll get them from a different vendor this time.
You know, just in case. They
Lenore
effectively proof your
Lenore
scroll.
Lenore just looks at me like, "There's no way. If you give me any more money, I'm not buying scrolls with that. I know exactly what I bought." But she takes the money and flies off anyway.
It's fine. But yeah, no, Edford kind of just goes, yeah, we're not open yet.
Piss off.
Listen, don't take this the wrong way, but like, we're from the future.
The future.
God.
No, Matt, detective, what
What?
you're trying to say is we're too early and we need to come back later.
Oh, I like that. Yes, we're too early.
Ooh.
I
was
don't
gonna
get it.
keep an eye out for like a police box somewhere in the vicinity.
Oh dear God. I wouldn't do that.
Why not? Crossovers are awesome. Fuck yeah, crossovers.
Okay, we'll come back later, or
Are we?
earlier, or
Well, they don't open till midnight. Aren't you
Who doesn't
listening,
open
Rose?
till midnight? What the fuck are you talking about?
Everett said we have to come back at midnight.
Oh, it's a time deal. Yep, sorry, my bad.
Hmm.
Yep, no. Open it with 9. So if you could come back then, that'd be fantastic.
It's an odd time to open up. Just
He just kind of comes around the bar and starts ushering you out.
okay.
Um,
What happens?
he just kind of goes through you, Rose.
I don't know why you're describing this to me. I can't see jack shit.
I'm describing this to you because you feel the cold shiver that runs down your spine.
Ugh.
Oh, for fuck's sake, someone opened a window. Oh,
Those
wait.
sins are crawling on your back.
But detective, you do see the bartender kind of go through Rose.
yeah,
Must be an
Just
air
let you
elemental
know.
this time.
it's one of those time things. Rose isn't there this time.
Because they can't see the time dilation. It's fine.
Yeah, everyone's seen the time knife. Get with it.
That's not how relativity
knife.
works.
This is why I don't get involved in time travel shenanigans.
No, I'm just talking about physics.
You
in
don't
general.
get involved in time travel for the same reason that the rest of us don't get involved. We're not nearly cool enough, all right? They're not coming to Earth and taking us, all right?
Our grandmothers weren't hot enough.
Yes, exactly. And also, none of us are Musk.
Don't get me started on my grandmother. It's fine.
No,
I
no,
don't-
I think a stream is the perfect time to start on your grandmother, Matt.
Hey, can we not?
Yeah.
Unpack that right now.
But yeah, no, look. From the outside, the place looks positively beautiful. There's a couple of tables out here for fresco dining and drinks. The well has the water and it's all cool, fresh and blue.
Quintus, this is what your place should look like.
See, I'm glad that you can see my vision now.
No, literally, Quintus, I can see the vision. It with the 100 years thing. It's
Excellent.
this is
We're
what
on
it
the
should
same
look like.
page.
Sure, buddy.
It's gonna be great. And look at this. Oh my god.
Not a fungus in sight.
Parva will love it.
Detective,
Hey,
give me a
this has gotten
perception
very
check.
silly.
It has, yes.
Welcome to Downtime Halloween episodes.
I said I had a Halloween episode. Okay, with a 30, you can tell, particularly looking at the smithing area, that there does seem to be kind of a sheen over everything, distortion.
Ooh. This isn't the good kind of time magic, I think. It's all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Everything's kind of
Should have
blurry.
seen that happen. Should have seen that coming.
Yeah, you asked for that.
But this is not a. This doesn't feel right on any level to you.
Of course not. No one
Like-
should be messing with time.
Feels very ghostly.
Ghosts aren't real.
Dogs can't look up. But everything just seems to be covered with this illusion, or it's as you'd expect from a time dilation, because we'll go with that for now. It's as if two things are kind of superimposed on each other.
Ooh.
Nice.
So you're pretty sure if you were to walk through that smithing area, you'd probably run into a couple of mushrooms.
Yeah, so I'll keep my eyes open for that sort of thing so I don't make an idiot out of myself.
But yeah, what's the plan?
Rose, could you dispel magic on this door up here?
What do you want me to do?
Dispel the magic on the door, if you could. please.
Okay, sure. Am I standing in front of the door when I do this, or?
Whichever is most convenient to you.
Okay, you take Chorus then. Chorus, Poppet. Sorry, Poppet. This is Halcyon. He'll take good care of you. Poppet turns around and sticks a finger into your cheek and says nothing. How powerful?
Weird. How powerful? Well, you gotta
I'm
do a
asking
counter.
Halcyon.
Ah.
How powerful does my Arcana check say? Pretty powerful. How powerful does my Arcana check say, Matt? On a scale of
roll.
1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you'd probably say about a 7 or an 8.
Oh, Jesus.
On
Wow.
the best way to put this across, rather than like a 1 to 10, is you know how people put deadlocks locks on doors, and then they lock them, and it's a case of it's mostly to keep the honest thieves out. This is the same kind of principle as a deadlock. It's mostly just to keep people who are not too persistent out.
Right. So it will
Presumably.
take time.
No,
How
we-
much persistence are we talking? Are we talking like lockpicking lawyer persistence, or are we talking something else?
Gotta click out of 2.
Oh god.
there's a 6th level dispel magic.
Well,
Thank you, Bill.
do that counteract check.
Uh,
It's a spell attack roll, pretty much.
Yeah,
and
but
just to make
it's
sure
an
it wasn't a
auto-
fluke.
I believe it's an auto success unless I crit fail. 'Cause it's within one level or I think so. Anyway, I'll just roll it.
Yep.
Success by level. I think
Nice.
that's good for it. Let me go check.
You don't need to. With 35, because I have the DCs in front of me,
Ah, cool.
the writ starts to split. Like the piece of paper starts to split in half. As it does, you see this spiraling sigil just appear on the door. And as it kind of splits, the spiral stops turning and then quickly unspirals itself before becoming a straight line and then fizzling out. With that, the paper burns up and you hear a clicking sound as the door opens. And I'll just unlock that door for you.
Is that where we want to leave it?
You know what? I think that is a good place to leave it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't use this stairway. It looks.
Yeah, I've got it locked at the moment.
No, don't worry.
As someone kind of goes to open the
Sam.
door,
Bad.
you hear a garbled scream echo out from the door. And a rushing of air, cold, almost frozen to the touch. You feel it through your body, Halcyon, and through your soul. Just kind of ring out, something wrong happened here. And it wasn't too long ago. And that's where I will leave it. On that happy note.
Very nice. Very nice.
God, technical issues aside, I'm hoping everyone had a good time tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Very
What a
much
great
so.
session.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, darkness was great.
Darkness was great.
Yeah, those shadows, top
Hello,
notch.
darkness, my old friend.
Thank you. Well, for everyone who was watching, thank you for watching and bearing with us as we kind of go through all the problems that we did. I'm not going to dwell on for too long, but, you know,
Sorry.
it's been a long time since we've had issues like this.
Right?
Yeah, like, it's been a real long time since we've had that much of a big problem. So, you know, I guess we're due for it. It's fine. It's cool.
It
So,
wasn't really a problem.
that said, with the haunted tavern being thoroughly investigated and the mystery already starting to be unraveled for this place, our heroes look like they're going to be set to encounter something. Ghosts, maybe not ghosts, some sort of time spirits or energy, perhaps even elementals. I know time dragons are on the table. So, I hope you tune in next week. We'll see you then. This has been Tabletop Obscura. My name's Matthew. And this has been Agents of Edgewatch by Paizo Publishing for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I hope you have a good day, a good night, a good week, no matter where you are in the world. We're probably going to raid someone. I'll figure out someone in a second. Stick around for that if you can. But otherwise, remember, we are the storytellers.